Well, how are you doing, everyone? Richie Rennick, how are you doing? Well, how are you doing, everyone? I was going to adjust my microphone down because some said it was quite loud last week. Alan, hi Mac and Cabbies, hope you're well. Hello, Alan, hope you're doing well, mate. Oh, it's just doing my head in, all these different days Sunderland are playing on because of Sky. It's like, I'm an old schooler, but I much prefer a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff. Am I just being a morning mini, do you think? These Fridays and Tuesdays, like Tuesdays of midweek games have always been that way, but just Sunderland never seem to be kicking off on a Saturday these days. Am I just being fussy? Jerry, how are you doing? He says, hiya Stuart, hope you are okay. Be happy if we played and earned a point. Absolutely. Dougie says, hi Cabby. Hello Dougie, how are you? Richie Rennick says, hello Cabby. Fancy Lafay to either score or assist tonight. It's going to be exciting to see how he is, isn't he? See how he does. Dougie says, you heard me on Total Sport, Cabby. Ah, did you? Nice one, Dougie. And Mackham down south, how are you? I just want to say a massive happy 15th birthday to my daughter, Summer, as well. She's had an amazing day. She's just had some lovely chocolate cake and been spoilt rotten. Good evening to my friend, the Leeds United fan, Fernie. How are you? Says, evening Stuart, big game tonight, hoping for a draw. Yeah, you will be. I mean, I'd be happy with that. Fernie, don't you play Burnley soon? I'm sure you do, don't you? Norman Logan, hello Norman, you alright? Hello Ken, how you doing? Ken Walton, member of the channel. Good evening Cabby, should be quite a game. Yeah, I predicted 0-0, but you never know. And as you can see on the score headers, I've got obviously Burnley in their clarets, and Sunderland are in their FA Cup 92 sort of away strip, the white and green and a bit of blue. Thanks, Dougie. Yes, in 3 games. Are you at home, Fernie? I can't remember. I think you must be, won't you? Have you played Sheffield United, Fernie, both times as well? Norman says, hoping for a win, but I reckon a draw. Mandy, hello Mandy. This is evening Cabby, going for a 2-1 Sunderland win. Are you away, Fernie? La, 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 la. Once again, it's another Friday night, having to rush back from work and seeing the birthday candles being blown out. You've got Sheffield United soon. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll have to look at the fixtures. I don't even know if Burnley have played Sheffield United both times. I'm not too sure. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the new subscribers over this last week, and all the views and comments people have been putting on my channel. I do appreciate every single one of them, and I do try my best to answer every single one of you as I can. Just understand sometimes I'm really busy at work and with being a dad as well. Kingfisher, says Trisha Winstanley. Hello Trisha, how are you? Says evening Cabby, hope you're well. By the way, happy birthday Summer. Well, thank you Trisha. Kingfisher 79, hey Cabby, please like and subscribe. Thank you Kingfisher. Sunderland Flynn, hello Sunderland Flynn, welcome to the Mackham Cabby channel. as I'm just in a tangle at the moment with my cables. Here we go. Where does that go? I'm going to have a battle with this one. Oh, it goes under here like that. And there we go. Razzle Clark. Hello, Razzle. You alright? He says, hi, Cabby. Over in Fortaventura this week. Take a point, but getting all three will show intention with this league. It'd be absolutely huge, wouldn't it, if we got a win tonight? Norman Logan says they only conceded 9, which is a record for this point of the season. Is it time for Sunderland to change that? Fernie says Wednesday, Sunday, and hope summer had a great day. Thanks, Fernie. She's been spoilt rotten, mate. Sunderland Flynn says, hope you lads are doing alright. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Hope you're well. Hello to Stealth Gaming. Says, evening, Cabby. Hope good and having a great evening. We'll be listening to the match tonight with commentary in one headphone and this stream in the other. Come on, Sunderland. Well, thank you very much for joining on. Norman says, happy birthday to Summer. Thank you. Looks like Burnley are copying our light display, says Dougie, but I bet you they haven't got a good fog on like us though, have they? Sunderland Flynn says, I will watch the live game on Sky Sports myself, but we'll stay on here for a bit. You're welcome to pop in and out as much as you want, mate. You come and go. You're more than welcome, mate. Abby Argentina, Sunderland. Welcome, Abby. Dang, it's also my grandma's birthday today. Well, happy birthday to your grandma today, Sunderland Flynn. Boca Juniors, says Abby. Good team. Billy Fly says, hey, Cabby, many happy returns. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Speculation that...
So just let me know if you can hear me okay, and can you hear the background commentary as well, alright?
You really are intent on...
And like I say, I can't let the commentary of the match just play it and me shut up, because that would be naughty.
Is a long answer coming?
So good news to start.
Plus I like having a banter with everybody as well.
Yes, good news for the club, for him, I think, because he's a good player and sure he can help in different positions because he's versatile. And we needed more depth in the middle or the top of the pitch as well, so he can provide...
Oh, is that right, Ken Walton? Dennis Law has passed away today.
Because it shows that we are attractive and the environment...
When was that, Ken? Because, I mean, I've been at work, obviously, today, and I've had Talk Sport on, and they've not said anything. That must have just happened this evening, has it? Got the sound turned down on Sky. Better banter on here. Cheers, Dougie. Sunderland Flynn says, my prediction is 2-1 to Sunderland. It'll be a stressful game at the end, but Enzo Lafay scores his first goal, and then Chris Rigg. I will take that. I think, to be honest. Great stream, Cabby. Thanks, Ed. You're welcome, mate. Anytime. Welcome on the channel. Fernie says, going back to the attendance figures in the FA Cup, with 6,000 at Sheffield United, there was 35,000 at Ellen Road against Harrogate. Yeah, absolutely massive. You're a big supporter of a club like us, and do you think it was because it was a bit of a sort of derby perhaps there, Harrogate, Yorkshire area? But yeah, shame on any club that just didn't turn up with the attendances. But I don't know, if I could shake a magic wand, I'd have a full stadium, and we had a full stadium when we played Newcastle in the FA Cup last season. I think it all depends on what club you've got. It wasn't very glamorous tie having Stoke City. Just not many people interested in it at all. Yeah, Sunderland Flynn says, R.I.P. Dennis Law. People like Charlie Harley and a lot more Sunderland legends are passing right now. Sad, but what can you do? Died on the 17th. Sad news. Brilliant play. Like I said, it must have just been announced because...
it was clear that he didn't play for 6 months. And I think he enjoyed.
Oh yeah,
he enjoyed to see him on the
Man
pitch.
United and Scotland legend Dennis Law dies at aged 84.
For a long time,
Yeah, that's just happened.
take time to build different layers.
It's
which
sad
is,
news that,
we
yeah.
are 100%.
Absolute
I
legend.
think he will need time to be at that level, but at the same time, he's good during the training session, so it's a good option.
Total Sport Northeast. Nick Barnes and Gary
We'll turn this off for a bit because of the music will be starting to play. I don't even think Nick Barnes knows that Dennis Law's passed away. It's just happened.
We send our thoughts and prayers to Dennis's family, to Dennis's friends.
Come on. David Knight, tight game, but if Sunderland put away their chances, they will win. They've got to put our chances away, don't we? We just have to. Fernie says, just think it's our fan base. There's 35,000 waiting this for a season ticket. Like I say, Fernie, huge. You need to be in the Premier League and you need to stay in the Premier League. It's mad when you think the likes of Bournemouth and stuff that get like 11,000 in the stadium or something. It's mental, isn't it? Hello Heidi, says, hi Cabby, went to the match last weekend and loved it, but still a shame we lost. However, I think it would be good for us to focus on the Championship. Absolutely. It's time, lads, says Sunderland, 8 o'clock. No, I agree, says Alicia. Mr. Normanski says, watching 21's West Ham live, YouTube on Tell, listening Burnley game on here. Welcome along, Mr. Normanski. How says Sunderland Flynn. How are the young'uns doing, says Norman. Afternoon, Macam Cabby from Austria. Hello, James B. Welcome. Oh, he says afternoon. He says good evening. Nice clapping, says Sunderland Flynn. Norman Mansky, 0-0, but the best side, lots of under 18 kids on. This game will be hard, it will. And I know it's not easy. Please, no spoilers. I mean, a lot of people are ahead. If you know any scores or any incidents, try your best not to put it in the chat. I know it's difficult because it spoils it for everybody who is not ahead. So thanks very much for that if you can.
Slip it through to Fleming at the edge of
And here we go.
Sunderland penalty area, but the Dutchman catches Joe.
It's interesting. Sorry, Nick. It's interesting that Lafay's playing on this.
Just let me know everybody can hear the background commentary and myself okay, yeah? SJ says Burnley have a point to prove because they beat them at home. We beat them at home. They said they had loads of injuries. Well, they did. They did indeed, didn't they?
Anthony Patterson, and then it's driven forwards by Luke O'Nien to Lafay, who brought it down neatly on this left wing, halfway inside the Burnley half. Looks for Sirkin's.
Hello, Julian Gonzalez. Ambient says, think we might edge this, like. Well, we'll soon find out. I hope so. Let's see if anybody's just joined us. R.I.P. to Dennis Law, who sadly passed away tonight.
touch let him down there, Enzo
His
Lefebvre.
second touch, I was going to say he had a great first touch. His second one there. But good play.
Another Cumbrian, James Trafford in goal.
So Lefebvre's first touch gets an ironic cheer from the Burnley fans there. Eh? Lefebvre's not a winger, says SJ.
He places the ball in the middle of his
Any size from Gary Bennett? There's plenty of time for that, Norman.
young players. Joe Hugill, the former Sunderland forward, has joined Carlisle United on loan from Manchester.
Which commentary, Julian? Is it me speaking or the background commentary?
Joe Hugill on loan as the ball comes back.
There we go. Turned it up a little bit.
It's 0-0 in the third minute of the game here at Turf Moor, which is full tonight pretty much, and a good atmosphere under the lights.
So I'm keeping a good eye on Lefebvre here. See how he's doing.
Still night. There's no wind. There's no breeze, and a chill night. The ball played out wide here to Connor Roberts on the right-hand side on halfway, closed down by Lefebvre. It's played back to Egan Riley.
Thanks for the subscriber. Thank you.
And Cullen swings the ball out wide left. He was looking for the run of Bashir Humphreys, the left back on loan from Chelsea, and then there's a free kick for a foul on Joe. Sorry, on Neil, who picks himself up. The ball will eventually get back to the correct position for Sunderland to take the free kick. Chris Mepham picks the ball up, runs a few yards forwards and throws the ball down just inside the Sunderland half on the right-hand side. It's just tapped out to Hume, back to Mepham. Fleming goes to close him down in the claret body of the Burnley shirt with the light blue sleeves. It's cleared by Patterson up into the Burnley half and back here to goalkeeper James Trafford.
Oh, thanks for the 3 more subscribers. Thank you.
The 22-year-old hooks it up into the centre circle.
Hello, Andy. How you doing, mate? You all right?
By Burnley, played out to Roberts on the right-hand side, the Welsh international. Back to Egan Riley. There's no wind, there's no breeze. And CJ, Conrad, Jaden, Egan Riley plays the ball out through Esteve to the left wing. Humphreys back again to Esteve.
Well, I'll turn the commentary up a little bit if you can sort of hear that. Hold on.
To Egan Riley, and he drives this down the right wing.
There we go. Let me know if that's a bit better, folks. Yeah.
Neatly, but across the face of him. Oh, he's got round. Sirkin gets to the byline, pulls it back into the 6-yard box. It's cleared for a corner.
That's good, Andy. I keep meaning to have a catch up here and give you a call. I have got your new number. I promise I will do it.
Yeah, Sirkin thought he was fouled there.
Let me know if the commentary's a bit better, guys and girls. You can hear it. And myself as well.
Is the corner being taken again, or is it another corner? That's what. Just
Another corner, yeah.
It's another corner, isn't it? It was,
Can you hear me as well?
the first one they have. James
Like, there's
Trafford
nothing
puts it,
overpowering
Jaden
one or the other, is there?
this corner,
Concentration.
whips it in with his right foot low, and it's put to the
Oh,
side.
you're right, Julian. Well, like I say, I can't have the commentary too loud in the background until I find out about the copyright carry on. So I'm not doing it to be awkward.
Casually, a little bit too casually.
My mic's distorting a bit. Is it okay? I'll just turn my mic down a bit.
Patterson all in green in front of the 2,000
There we go. That should be a bit better.
fans in that stand behind.
It's probably because I've got the levels a bit too high.
Field over the halfway
There
line.
we go.
Up goes Isidore, and it comes down off the foot of Roberts for a throw to Sunderland down the left-hand side.
Okay. Like I say, you keep me right with the levels. This is a brand new microphone and it's powerful.
To Mepham, across on the right-hand side.
So just keep me right, people in the chat, about the balance of the sound. Thanks.
Burnley, and
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, guys and girls.
And he's managed to get it clear at the second attempt.
Yeah, I've just turned me down, Geordie.
Back in from the right, and Sunderland get it clear again. But Egan Riley's trying to go through the middle. Sunderland win it back, and it's played.
I'll definitely have a catch up with you, Randy, without meet you at the Blue Oyster border.
Over the goalkeeper, and back comes Esteve to make the saving tackle for Burnley. But from one penalty box to the other, and errors in both. Ball back in the Burnley half. Brownhill.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the settings.
To Trafford.
Andy, mate, I will.
Just passing it out to
Yeah, I know why I was echoing before. It's because
wide here to Roberts. Just
I had the two
Lefebvre in front of him,
Microphone's going.
To Cullen. And now
Yeah, I'll just
Egan
turn it down a little bit.
now through the middle for
There we
Burnley.
go.
And out to Esteve and then Humphreys on the far side. Inside to Josh Laurent.
Love the mic, says Crispy. Spot on. Cheers, Julian.
He's looking to try and find Anthony again on the shoulder of Sirkin. They go shoulder to shoulder. What's the referee doing here? I don't think he's giving anything.
He's evened that up.
Yeah, they went shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And the referee's given no free kick. Everyone stood up
I
in front
think
of him
it's
and
a
I couldn't see
Yeti.
what's
I'm not
happening
too
there.
sure that my son got me it for Christmas.
Beware of that one, Sirkin. That's what they look for.
I
don't
think
they?
they are. They've targeted Sirkin now a couple of times because Jaden Anthony seems to be getting the better of him.
Burnley are already trying the best to get Sunderland players sent off here, aren't they?
But, it's 0-0 still. We're in the 8th minute. And the ball here wide to Jaden Anthony again on halfway. Sirkin on his shoulder. It comes back to Roberts.
I'd like to see
Plays
Sirkin
it across the centre.
get back to his own
And now
form.
we've
Do you know what I mean?
Just at the back of the centre circle. Cullen wide now to Jaden Anthony again.
Regis
Made a
442
little mistake.
Mackhams.
Sirkin pulled the back of his shirt, but the ball's played back to Connor Roberts. And then into the middle to Egan Riley in the middle of the Burnley half. And then
And Anthony Backhouse is the manager. He actually lives up this area in Carlisle. His mother works just across the road in the petrol station. So there we go.
Brings it down in front of Sirkin, tapped it inside to Roberts, Connor Roberts, and now Cullen, and back out to Anthony on this right wing. And Jaden Anthony has got to try and come in past Lefay. Gets the ball into the box, O'Nien blocks it, comes out to Isidore, plays it to Joe, behind him is Sirkin, and he's driven it on straight to Egan Riley. Now Laurent in the middle again. To his left is Esteve. The Frenchman plays it on now to Lyle Foster, wide to Humphreys.
Alright, maybe I'm too close to the mic, Andy.
To the penalty area, but it's come back here into
It's just getting the settings right, to be honest with you.
and Egan Riley.
Lee Cartamore. Hello, Peter. How's your holiday, mate?
Wide again to Jaden Anthony on
Bound
the
to
right.
try. Need to
Goes
keep the heads
down
level and wind them
by
up. Yeah, I know.
Who's going with him? The cross made though, and it's played down by Mepham straight at Connor Roberts, whose left foot half volley straight at Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been used to having a crappy microphone.
Straight away, what you've got to do, you've got to stop them crosses coming into the box.
Sirkin's getting tortured. He hasn't been the same since he got injured, has he?
Already 3 or 4 balls, every opportunity you get.
Hello, Janet. Hello, Peter. From Albufeira, mate. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying it, mate. Lee Cattermole. Cattermole fan. Lee Cattermole fan is Peter.
But it's 0-0 live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Tomorrow lunchtime, of course, 12:30 kick-off.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Dennis Sirkin. Like you see, he's just not been the same player since, has he?
Out to Cullen from the edge of the Burnley penalty area. Back to James.
Oh, good for you,
Passes
Thomas.
it away from Job. Now wide on the left to Humphreys in the corner, being squeezed by Rigg and Roberts, and the ball dug out and then headed on by Mepham. A throw.
Must be
deep in
something,
the Burnley
Norman.
half on the left-hand side. Rigg's not really got in the game yet.
No.
Don't forget, hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you very
To
much.
the 10 roll behind Isidore.
3,520. It'd be great to get to 4,000 subscribers. That would be unbelievable. Thanks for the subscriber. Thank you.
Gets quickly to his feet, gets the ball back to the goalkeeper. Job jogging back into the
David
centre
Graham,
with
yes, R.I.P.
Sam
Dennis
Nichols
Law,
inside
1940,
the
2025, Man
penalty area.
United, Man City and
Isidore
Scotland. What a
presses,
legend.
ball
He'd be
played
sadly
out to
missed, he will.
Esteve, and then down to Humphreys down the line, and then Dan Neil gets his chest.
Groan, says SJ.
Past Fleming to O'Nien, who's driven it straight at Cullen. Cullen, short pass through the middle.
Yeah, I know, Andy, I'm just trying to get used to it. I've just been that used to so many with cheap headphones for so many years.
Rolls it along that halfway line to Laurent, and then out to Humphreys on the left wing.
I'll get used to it.
Looking to get
I'll get
inside.
used to
Lyle
it.
Foster down the touchline, inside to Laurent, back out to.
You have to weather these first 20 minutes, yeah. What's Cattermole doing now? Isn't he managing somewhere or coaching?
Changes made by Burnley. Brownhill.
Cheers, Gaza, thank you.
It's come all the way back up to the halfway line. It's gonna
Shout out to Amir. Shout out, it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Amir. We do this every game. The opposition are allowed to play us off the park. I don't know why we'd do it, SJ. A win would be massive, says Julian.
To Brownhill. former Manchester United man, finds Cullen, looking to try and get it to Connor Roberts on the shoulder of Luke O'Nien. And Roberts manages to get his foot through it and keep it in. Drops for Dan Neal, looking for Job. And Job gets it out quickly
So far
here to Lefay. Lefay takes this on into the Burnley half, then slips it inside to Job. Job tackled, he's going to get the ball back though. Just plays it
all
inside
Burnley at the
Dan
minute, but
Neal.
it's understandable. They're at home.
Into the centre circle to Mepham. And Mepham then across to Hume. Tried to drive it on, but he's been robbed by Foster. Foster coming away here through the centre. Hume going behind him. Now to Jayden Anthony. Anthony shoots, good save by Patterson.
Excellent save.
Diving to his right, palmed it away.
And again, you know, Trey Hughes been sloppy.
Oh, happy birthday to you, Gaza, mate. Yeah, good save by Mandy. Good save there, Mandy. It was by Pato. You've got it in your mixer. Yeah, I'll have a look. I will have a look after the match. I'll sort something out or tomorrow.
So another corner.
David Graham, what odds can you get for Newcastle to win the Premier League and Sunderland to win the Championship title this May? Gave the ball away there. I know, Jonathan. Very long odds, I would say, David.
This corner is from the left-hand side for Burnley, taken short to the back of the area, chipped into the penalty box, but cleared out to Laurent, and now he's trying to get in down the right side of the
Absolutely,
box.
Geordie Groundwater.
Headed behind.
They're getting crosses in far too easily. Yeah, they're destroying us at the minute, SJ.
Again, it's a worry, Nick. Another cross coming into the box down this right-hand side.
What we don't want, we do not want Burnley to get 2 or 3 goals in the first half, because that'll be good night Vienna.
They're getting to put the ball in the box.
If we can just stop them from scoring.
Lots of bodies up, Burnley. 3 just round the penalty area as well.
But so far,
Jayden
it's
Anthony
back to the walls.
Corner, the 4th Burnley corner from the left
Yes, Pat?
again, and there's plenty of movement
What?
now as it swings in here.
Bit there, darling.
And it's headed away. Fleming trying to get on the end of it, but it's going to be recycled, and then eventually getting across on the far side is Patrick Roberts to clear it. It's gone for a throw to Burnley just in front of Scott Parker, the 44-year-old who last in charge of Club Bruges, but also has taken Fulham and Bournemouth out of the Championship into the Premier League, and hoping to do so with Burnley. Here now, 14 minutes play, Burnley 0, Sunderland 0. It's played back to James Trafford by Maxime Esteve, and Trafford drives this up the left. Hume heads it out. No, he doesn't. It's kept in on the touchline by Humphreys, who lays it off to Foster, plays it back to Esteve, inside to Laurent. Josh Laurent across to Connor Roberts on the halfway line. This still, and now Cullen again to the Frenchman Maxime Esteve, out wide to Humphreys. 21-year-old comes inside into the centre circle now with Roberts again, Connor Roberts down the right wing to Jayden Anthony, and Anthony inside to Cullen. His ball forward is cleared back down the touchline by Luke O'Nien. It breaks into the centre to Job, who's being chased back by Zian Fleming. Gets it out to Lefay. He plays it into the centre circle to Dan Neal. Drives it on to Chris Rigg, who's tripped. And it'll be a free kick to Sunderland on the right-hand side of central midfield in the Burnley half.
Yeah, and it's important for especially Luke O'Nien, just give that Dennis Sirkin that little bit of cover, because that's the target. Every time they get the ball, they're trying to get it out to Anthony.
Patrick Roberts over the ball. All Sunderland's players that I can see, they're all wearing long sleeves except Luke O'Nien. And Anthony Patterson.
Good delivery.
As ever.
That's what you want. First set piece.
We
Delivery.
have hard game. The Morris says Gaza.
And so
Neil biting already stealth. Jonathan says all over the place at the minute.
taking the
Phil Wilkinson says we're getting canned down our left. They've had 4 corners already. That's because we're giving them chances. Yep.
hangs in the air in the penalty area.
If Lafay's not a winger, why are we playing him as a winger?
Down for Rigg to hook in the air. Up goes Isidore, but the offside flag's up.
Well, I'm not panicking just yet, because how many times have we seen Sunderland do this in the first half, where they're just unrecognisable?
On the left wing.
And then the second half, they come out and play like Barcelona. So I'm not panicking yet. It's still 0-0.
Two either side of him, the two centre backs, and Trafford kicks this up through the centre. It'll be headed on into the path of Fleming. He can get a foot to it. There's a
Thanks for the subscriber, thank you.
But he chested it. It was at the upper chest, shoulder, if anything. Back to Anthony Patterson. A bit more direct from Burnley.
Direct, but we've got to win that ball, Nick.
Sunderland haven't quite got going yet, have they?
And how many times have I heard that in the first half as well?
Side, chests it down, trying to get forwards. He's worked a bit of space. He leaves it inside for Job. He is caught by Brownhill, but gets back on the ball. And then it's won back again by Burnley. Laurent out.
They won't have it all their own way. They will not be on top for the whole of this game. Alien Truth, hello, welcome on the channel. It says, come on Burnley from New Zealand. Normanski says, under 21s, one down against the run of play, which often happens.
Area, but it's come back out to Dan Neil on the far side. Harrogate 1, Cheltenham 0 in one of the other games being played tonight. Here's Dan Neil to Patrick Roberts again. And
David go like this is, I reckon, 3-2. How are the lads? How are the lads? Come on, once we do get going, we are a nightmare, we are. Lefay has had a few good passes, says Dougie.
Nearly caught by Fleming, but Dan Neil turns, plays it again to the left to Luke O'Nien, and O'Nien now trying to get away from Brownhill, who tried to tug him back slightly, but the referees let that go, and Connor Roberts managed to get the ball clear for Burnley into touch. Throw to Sunderland on the left, halfway.
He always is stealth. Lefay plays in the middle. Who does he replace? Job, Neil or Rig? It's tricky, isn't it?
BBC Radio Newcastle. Tomorrow lunchtime.
Is that Riley?
11:30. Is it Riley? It could be. Sorry, is it? I'm trying to Egan Riley.
You can't get any harder game for Lefay to start in, can you?
11:30 build-up tomorrow for Newcastle's game against Bournemouth. 12:30 kick-off. And
but one player isn't going to make the difference, really. A cannon bits and bobs, but it's all about a team effort.
Gateshead 0 at half time. That game kicking off at 7:30. Sirkin takes a throw, comes back to Luke O'Nien on the halfway line, back to Mepham in the middle, and across to Trey Hume on the right-hand side. Down the right touchline to Patrick Roberts, and he brings it and lifts it over the top for Isidore. He controls it and shoots just over. Nicely brought down.
Excellent touch.
Just a few inches over.
Well, it was close. Thanks, Paul Heron, mate. Yeah, click the like button if you're in, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Great touch by Isidore. Well picked out by Patrick Roberts.
Very good ball by Patrick Roberts. Nil-nil. Another big kick from.
That was a good move from Sunderland, that mind.
In the middle of the
that was a good move.
Sunderland half. Job tucks it away to the left wing. Sirkin. Connor Roberts is caught. The referee's played an advantage. It's come back to.
Yeah, I would have brought one second half. I'm very surprised that he's starting, to be honest with you.
And then back into the middle of the Burnley half.
You'll get subbed though, you won't play a full game. I don't think you will.
He floats the ball wide down the left for Bashir Humphries.
So the first warning from Sunderland there.
But he pushed him in the back, Trey Hume. Much to the anger of the Burnley fans around us.
David says, you tried going live on TikTok, mate. Just asking me, mate, got 1,000 live eating a pizza. TikTok's mental.
Penalty area.
But then again, I'm not the manager, says Norman. Lex says Lefay can make a difference. He's liable to improve, says Lex. Phil says, but we are going to get caught out at some point playing like this in the first half. Well, especially against quality sides like Burnley. David Graham says, well, if we can win tonight, then we will be joint top with second behind Leeds because of Leeds' big goal difference away to Derby on Tuesday night next.
Trying to lift it over the top for Isidore. Is being pulled back, surely. Comes down the right side of the penalty area and then eventually over off Isidore for a goal kick. And Sunderland maybe growing into the first half now a little bit more. Trafford kicks the ball out to the corner of the 6-yard box. It's tapped back by Esteve to the Cumbrian, and he plays it again to the Frenchman on the left. Isidore went to close him down, but Esteve...
201 now watching, thank you.
Felt he was being pulled back by Trey Hume. Anthony Backhouse is giving nothing. 09 in the middle, plays it back to Patterson. His foot on the ball just to the right of the penalty spot, and Brownhill comes to close down. It's passed to Mepham. Fleming
Peter Wynn says we need a striker or two, in my opinion, but you know my views. We'll definitely need a striker, Peter.
Back to Egan Riley, and just at the front of the D, the 22-year-old passes it through the middle to Cullen.
That cannon's doing my head in SJ. He's like, reminds me of that player Robbie Keane. We kept on trying, but if a player doesn't want to come to your club, he doesn't want to come. And I think we should stop trying to chase for him. He clearly doesn't want to be here, SJ.
And there's that pass again. Yeah. You know, left to right, out to the wide, trying to get.
We've tried going for him last year as well.
Josh Laurent signed from Stoke in the summer.
So if he doesn't want to come, leave him alone, I'd say.
Out to Sirkin on the left, on the touchline. He's gone down, but no free kick. Lefay plays it back to 09, who swings it up through the middle, looking to try and get Chris Rigg away, but it comes back to Dan Neil on the halfway line on the right side of the centre circle, and he lays it off to Trey.
As inside, Tony Mowbray has been appointed, yes, as West Brom, so best of luck to Tony Mowbray.
Nyan here now on the left. Forwards he comes over the halfway line. Lefay just on the
Just as long as not you're ahead of us.
Lays it off again to Job. Job back into the middle. Lefay's gone on through the centre here, just behind Isidore. Just keeping an eye over his shoulder to see where Job is. It's out wide with Patrick Roberts. He's trying to work it in. It's come inside to Mepham. He just squares it to Luke O'Neill.
Oh, can you imagine that, SJ?
Through to Job inside the Burnley half, and Job being forced back into the centre to Dan Neil, onto Lefay, back to Neil, who's looking for Rigg on the far side, but it's nodded back by Humphreys to James Trafford, and Lefay jogs back out towards this left wing. Job goes back into the centre.
If Sheffield United go up, how would PSR screw him over?
25th minute, 0-0 still here at Turf Moor.
I mean, look at Southampton.
Argyle away on Wednesday night for Burnley following this game, as away comes Foster. He's looking to try and get through the centre, and he shoots from the back of the D, well over the crossbar.
We've got to stop playing these long, high balls up to our forwards, which take an age. Too slow, and you're not going to get anything past the Burnley defence doing that. We've got to be quick. Quick balls on the deck.
Drives this out towards the left wing, looking for Sirkin. Anthony gets his head to it, finds Fleming, back to Laurent. And he plays it out on the right again to Jaden Anthony, who passes it back to Connor Roberts.
So last weekend we were on the latter end of the weekend. This weekend we're on the beginning of the weekend.
Josh Cullen now looking up, swinging it over to the left wing, looking for Bashir Humphreys, who heads it back in from the touchline to Esteve. Out to Humphreys again on the left.
Well, 30 million for Cannon is a joke. They only bid 7 million a few days ago. He's not worth that, SJ. Carl says, having a barbecue, 38 degrees, 9:30am, I'm listening in New Zealand. Welcome, mate. Save some shrimps on the barbie for me, mate, will you? But welcome along. Hope you're having a good time.
Just a few yards from the corner on the Sunderland left. Patterson has a ball. Places it in the middle of the 6-yard line in the 26th minute. He's had a couple of saves to make in the game earlier on. One very good one from Jaden Anthony, yeah, diving to his right to palm the ball away. The ball's gone out for another Sunderland throw in front of the Sunderland dugout, which is over on the far side at the foot of the bob.
Norman says, I remember Claudio Marganori playing 1-2. That's our other players just could not see.
He's gone all the way back to Luke O'Nien just to the right.
As the game's quieting down a bit now. It was a bit fast. It was a bit quick tempo.
In midfield, he passes it along the 18-yard line.
As you can hear how quiet it is in the stadium.
Trying to drive this on up towards Patrick Roberts, inside then to Dan Neal. And he's in the centre circle looking for Lefay on the left wing. Enzo Lefay, Sirkin on the overlap. Lefay cuts inside, then pauses, then plays it to Sirkin. Sirkin tries to cross, it's blocked. It'll be a throw off the boot of Connor Roberts for Dennis Sirkin to take. Back it goes to Luke O'Nien, and O'Nien back into the centre circle for Chris Mepham in the Burnley half. Down the right, looking for Patrick Roberts, stabbed away by Humphreys. Comes back to Hume, back again all the way to Anthony Patterson just outside the D. And he just taps it to Mepham. On to Rigg, back to Mepham.
Cheers, Kingfisher. Give Cabby's red and white army a like.
Halfway line as Mepham plays it right again to Trey Hume. And Hume down the line, looking to get Rigg forwards. He's going to get a second stab at it, but it's put away, out for a throw to Burnley, off Chris Rigg. On the halfway line, on the left-hand side, back it goes to Estev, across to Egan Riley, inside then to Cullen, and back to Egan Riley, and the goalkeeper, James Trafford. And
so I think there's about 3,000 Sunderland fans that have
and Jeff from Jarrow, but they're listing, I think,
gone down there.
Somewhere a little bit warmer than Burnley. So good evening to you, gents. It's good to know that you're tuned in, and well, hopefully we can bring you a goal, but it's a stalemate at the moment. It's 0-0, a confirmation that Tony Mowbray incidentally has taken the West Bromwich Albion job. So good luck to Tony at the Hawthorns, and of course Sunderland still to go to West Bromwich Albion later in the season. 29th minute here in chilly Burnley, 0-0, live on BBC Radio Newcastle. The ball played recklessly by James Trafford out for a throw in the corner.
Bit of pressure. Well done, Job. Pressurising the keeper, then Wilson, Isidore.
Dennis Sirkin coming down to take the throw.
Hello, Paul Daly, alright, mate?
In their away second.
Oh, Norman says it's better to have a striker that scores goals or one that frees up space for others to score. We're lacking that at the minute, Norman. SJ says you can tell where their players make a tackle or intercept. Clap, clap, clap. Yeah. Paul Heron says they're making us work hard. Hope the fitness holds out. There isn't usually any subs.
Offside on Rigg. He slots it home, but the flag up straight away.
Good play by Mepham.
Slipped it past the keeper who'd already switched off James Trafford. He passes the ball out to Connor Roberts on this right-hand side, closed down by Lefay, comes back to Egan Riley. Isidore slips up in the penalty area, but he...
Have you had a good shift, Paul, at work?
Press on James Trafford, then
what do you do again, Paul?
The ball out to Bashir Humphreys on the far side, battling with Dan Neal, pushing him back into the corner. Josh Cullen puts the ball out. Again, more pressure from Sunderland, forcing mistakes from...
It's hard to tell, Matrix, at the minute.
Quickly taken throw.
Yeah, Rigg was well offside there, like, well offside.
Looking for Job. No, I thought he might have tried to head that, but he tried to bring it down onto his right.
Finished it well.
Back to goal, and it's been cleared out to Dennis Sirkin on the left. He's pushed down by Jaden Anthony, but the referee lets play go on, and the ball played back to Anthony Patterson. Short pass out to Chris Mepham, and now back out to O'Nien on the left-hand side, and back to Patterson. Patterson kicks, and it's going to go out. Over Sirkin's head.
Thoughts on the new French lad so far? Just joined the match. Colin, he's still getting settled, Colin. He's still getting settled into the game.
Back it goes to Egan Riley. Slips it inside.
It was practically all Burnley for the first 15 minutes. Bellingham's first goal heard it first. However, the lad says, David. Connor Thompson says, why is he on the wing? He's a midfielder. A few people have said that. Ah, you're a chef, Paul. Nice one. And Paul's also a member of the channel, so thank you, Paul, for supporting the channel. Thank you.
He's managed to get the ball away. away, because Isidore was very unlucky not to get on the end of that. Now Joe's trying to put some pressure on.
A slow start, Derek, but it's
Trafford as
expected,
well,
Burnley
but he
being
gets
at
the ball
home. But
to
it's
the right wing.
they've gone a bit more quieter now.
Sirkin.
But Burnley were on top, but we looked sloppy for the first
Summer
15
Curtis
minutes.
is 15 today. Hopefully we can bring you a goal, and Steve and Jeff, they need a goal. They're having a beer, but they need a goal to make that beer slip
Hey,
down
Nick
ever
Barnes has just
more
given my daughter a
comfortably.
shout out on the
Trying to
radio.
get forwards down this right-hand
Brilliant.
side here now. Gets the ball back from Patrick Roberts. Can he get the ball back?
Too
He
hard.
can't. The pass a little bit too hard, and it's been
You can feel that it's slowly growing into
going
the
to
game.
growing into the game without question, Sunderland. And now starting to apply a little bit more pressure on
Class me son, my daughter, some are getting a shout out.
Burnley, and certainly on James Trafford, who looks
Yeah, he's nervous.
a bit nervy, doesn't he?
Yep. He's kicking it long now.
He's got everybody to go upfield now, James Trafford. He waits for everybody to get in the centre.
Burnley look dodgy at the
Chris Mevin's
back.
having a word with Anthony Backhouse, the referee.
Roberts being
It's a
wasteful,
big
says
one.
SJ.
Headed away by Luke O'Nien, back up towards the halfway line, and Connor Roberts trying to head it down the right wing for Anthony, but Sirkin gets his foot round it, knocks it onto the halfway line, and then it's won by Josh Brownhill. He leaves it with a back heel for Anthony, back again to Cullen, inside to Connor Roberts, and he plays it across now to Esteve, and then wide looking for Foster, and Foster's going to try and cut in at the corner of the penalty. He puts a ball into the box, but it's headed clear by Chris Mepham. And back up onto the halfway line and back again all the way to James Trafford in the middle of the Burnley half, who leaves it in turn for Egan Riley. 34th minute, Burnley 0, Sunderland 0. Cullen to Esteve. Back again to James Trafford. Puts his foot through it again, and it's going to go
Nervous. Very nervous.
out. He's tentative now. He's suddenly been exposed a couple of times at the back, James Trafford, and you're right, as he's got a little bit nervy. Trey Hume has to go and retrieve a ball from one of the cones down beside the pitch. He's just in front of Regis Lebris in his black tracksuit, his hands deep in his pockets. Dan Neal back to Hume, lifts it up towards the edge of the Burnley penalty area, but it's nodded back to James Trafford, who rolls it out to Esteve, and then to Cullen, and Cullen in the middle of the Burnley half, laying it off again on the left to Esteve, and forwards to Josh Laurent, back to Maxime Esteve, another 22-year-old, very young back four actually. Burnley, as Egan Riley gets the ball out to Connor Roberts on this right-hand side, down the wing to Jaden Anthony, and Anthony trying to cut inside.
Sunderland fans singing away.
In the middle, Josh
Certain getting skinned
Cullen
again.
now
Is that right, SJ?
plays it out
I've missed
to
that little bit
the
there.
right wing, where Brownhill leaves for Anthony. Anthony trying to drift in past Sirkin. He's got round him again. He's won a free kick.
He's given a foul.
Gets Sirkin off at half time if he doesn't improve. I think.
Between the touchline and the penalty
Don't know
area.
what's the matter with Sirkin. Like,
Anthony's got the better of Sirkin on a couple of occasions now, leading Sirkin to foul him.
Yeah, they've got to defend this one, Nick. Not too deep.
Another cross.
That's where Anthony Patterson needs to command his box. Don't let him come back too deep. Keep him up.
have anything nice for your dinner, Julian?
Time.
I think we can beat these tonight. Catch him on the break.
Lefay standing on the
But it's
edge
still
of the
0-0,
penalty area.
Dougie. Anything can happen.
Fleming over the free kick, but Fleming, the Dutchman's drifting into the penalty area now. So Jaden Anthony's going to take this free kick from the right.
Beware on the edge of the box.
We've got 4 players outside the area. Burnley. And Anthony then, almost sort of crouched. Now he's going to come forward with his right and plays it to Brownhill at the edge of the area, who clips it towards the far post, and it's headed clear by Joe. It wasn't the most powerful of headers from the 6-yard box, but Brownhill's got in again, and Patterson has to go sprawling down to block the ball as it went through the 6-yard box.
Well done. Well done, Patterson.
Burnley worked that. They knew exactly what they were trying to do. Sunderland have got the ball back here now with Luke O'Neill on his left-hand side. And he's laid it off here to Sirkin. Brownhill on his shoulder, Sirkin back to Patterson.
So panicky at the back, didn't we?
Who takes a stab at it with his right foot, then kicks up into the Burnley half, headed away from Patrick Roberts by Humphreys, then played back up towards Isidore. Cullen wins.
72 now. People have liked the stream. Thank you.
Egan Riley, and forwards again to
Anybody new, hit the subscribe button. Thanks, it helps the channel massively.
Touchline, Jaden Anthony just casually lifts it up into the middle of the Sunderland half, straight to Chris Mepham.
Big shout to the members of the channel, Paul Dale and Ken Walton. Thank you. 3B half time will ease my nerves. Oh.
And Neil trying to cut out to the left-hand side, but Burnley win it back, and the referee was thinking about.
Somehow I cannot say that happened, Derek.
Fleming lays the ball off to Esteve. Forwards now to Humphreys. Foster's wide of him on the left-hand side. Hume goes to close him down. He goes through Hume's legs, but Dan Neal's come back to cover and turns the ball away from Lyle Foster, but straight back to Esteve, just inside the Sunderland half. Now Cullen just in front of him. Forwards to Foster, back again to Esteve. Picked up by Laurent.
They're such a good team, Burnley. They close down Sunderland. They're not giving Sunderland any space at all. The minute we have the ball, there's 2 or 3 players around us. But if there's 2 or 3 players around us, that means there's 2 or 3 players not somewhere else. But they're making things difficult. Burnley coming back into the game. They are, Mandy. We're virtually playing quarter of a Premier League team here, don't forget, as well.
Out to Humphreys, back inside to Brownhill. Job's coming back, but it's played to Fleming. And now Laurent out wide to Jaden Anthony. Corner of the Sunderland penalty area. He floats one over the top of the crossbar. Far post behind for a goal kick.
Again, ball out wide to Anthony.
It's their prime outlet, isn't it, Burnley?
Yeah, you know, the 2 wide lads, Foster and Anthony, they're the ones who are the dangers. They've got a little bit of pace.
Kick from Patterson over.
Patterson, he's got to do better than that.
Patterson's kicking, man.
Throw to Burnley.
That's just creating pressure.
Heaven's sake. What's the matter with Patters? Patter's kicking, man.
Egan Riley.
Phil Wilkinson, we're getting out muscles, yeah. Patterson's kicking's bad. 39 minutes, 40 minutes, Gazza, you're right.
Now Egan Riley played out wide to Connor Roberts. Forwards to Jaden Anthony's gone round Sirkin again on that right side. He squares the ball this time straight to Dan Neal. Foster runs it down.
Sirkin is getting murdered.
Out, and then he's tripped.
Well done, Joe Bellingham.
Free kick to
You've got to be
Sunderland.
quicker than that, Dan Neal and Sirkin. Look, he's got to do a little bit better against Anthony at the present moment.
He hasn't.
He's coming second best to Anthony every time.
Yeah, he is. I know he's got his hands full. He's got to deal with it. As simple as that.
5 minutes till half time thereabouts. 0-0 still. Live
What's
on
up with
BBC.
Sirkin? Like, if he carries on, I mean, this is in. Get him off at half time. Sirkin, because he's just getting left for dust. Sirkin.
Job inside to Neil, flicks it on to Isidore, back to Neil.
Oh, you've got to be quicker.
Dispossessed on the halfway line. Brownhill trying to get it through to Fleming. Fleming is being tackled by Mepham. Good tackle by Mepham to Job, and out on the left-hand side to.
That's it, Norman. Who takes his place if he gets subbed?
Left wing now. Lefay's calling for it down the left of the penalty area, but Job is going to go.
But he's just getting destroyed. He's getting passed every time.
Job well done. Back to Luke O'Neill, and then into the centre circle to Mepham, and Mepham to Hume on the far side. Forwards to Rigg, back to Hume. Hume looks up, curls the ball into the penalty area. Egan Riley clears. It comes straight out to Job. Now Sirkin leaves it for Lefay down the left of the penalty area. Sirkin down the left across, and it'll drop here for Patrick Roberts, who tried to just flick it into Chris Rigg, but it was cleared by Burnley. Didn't get enough on it, Roberts. Job wins it again in the middle, nodding it back down to Trey Hume. And Hume now to Rigg again on the far side. Had to be quick. Bashir Humphreys got there first. Loose ball will be picked up by Mepham on the far side, on halfway, and played back into his own half to Luke O'Neill. And Lefay is calling for it out wide on the left.
I've heard Lefay's name getting mentioned a few times.
42nd minute, 0-0 still. Neil to O'Neill. Forwards to Job. Job to Mepham, and Mepham looking for Isidor's run, and it's going to bounce into the penalty area on the right. Esteve nods it down. Isidore tries to get in front of him, but whilst he got a touch to it, it's taking it out to Humphreys. He's played it on to Fleming, but he's under pressure from Mepham. Mepham gets a foot to it. Rigg gets ahead to it, but it drops down for Humphreys again, and he plays it now to Egan Riley, just outside the Burnley penalty area. Down the right to Connor Roberts. Roberts trying to get it out here to Anthony, who gets it back inside to Connor Roberts, looking to play it across the park, but he goes to Patrick Roberts, and Pat Roberts is coming up over the halfway line now for Sunderland. Humphreys in front of him, backing off him. Patrick Roberts still going down that right wing. Humphreys sticking with him, but Roberts is trying to come inside, and now Laurent getting involved as well, but Patrick Roberts still trying to get a ball in the box. It's knocked off Laurent's shins.
Well, I did predict 0-0 at full time, and it's still 0-0 now. I would be happy with this scoreline, I would be.
Rigg trying to get Hume in down the right side of the penalty area. Esteve tackles him, goal kick, says the officials.
Dragon Hunter, what would you change at half-time, Cabby?
Since the 20th minute, neither keepers had
Serkin's massively struggled. But as case Hoodie, I would bring Serkin off. He still doesn't look fit.
But Roberts,
since he's had that knock, he's just lost that sharpness of him, what he had.
Only inches over the angle of bar and post. Since then, Sunderland have come much more into the game.
Yeah, they've grown into it.
James says, need to win this one, man. I know. Where's Meander? I think he's on the bench.
Kicked again now up into the Sunderland half. Off the head of
We're missing Remain Mundell. I mean, he destroyed defences when he was on form. When he at the first start, his first 6 or 7 games, he was destroying the defences. We're missing the likes of a Mundell.
Just a couple of yards down from Regis Lebris. Needs some help here. Patrick Roberts makes a run down the right. He looks for Isidore, and it's Humphreys heading it back, but Egan Riley gets there ahead of Isidore. Comes back to Trafford, who kicks back up to the halfway line, bounces off Foster into the path of Rigg, and now Job, and Job out to Lefay. Serkin on the overlap, Lefay at the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area now, onto his left foot, low ball played at the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared by Egan Riley, comes out to O'Nien, back down to Serkin on
Fernie,
the
Tommy Watson, I think another 3 weeks away, I think.
Now Fleming to Anthony, and Anthony trying to get the ball down the right-hand side here for Cullen. He's given it away. He's given it straight to Dan Neal. Dan Neal now back into the Burnley half. Lays it off to Lefay on the left and back inside to Job. Job comes back towards halfway and then cuts across the middle. The last
Rigg out and Lefay playing in Rigg place.
Trey Hume. Hume forwards to Rigg, out to Patrick Roberts. Back again into the
he's don't forget Enzo Lefay's got experience, so why not give him the full 90 minutes?
Through to the goalkeeper. Trafford has it at his feet.
2 changes half time.
15 seconds left.
Easy, you're right, mate.
Don't think there'll be much added on at the end of the first half.
Well, there's been not really much chances, nothing really happened.
Swung down the right wing by
to be quite honest with you.
Bounces through past Jaden Anthony, headed back by Mepham to Anthony Patterson in the bottom left corner. A minute being played at the end of the first half. Goalless, which I don't think is going to come as a huge surprise to anybody, bearing in mind Burnley's record this season. Patterson with the kick down the left wing. Serkin trying to head it into the penalty area, but Egan Riley will get on the end of that. Hooks it in the air, hangs in the air, and comes out eventually for a throw to Sunderland on the left wing. Lefay takes this quickly, gets it back to Luke O'Nien, plays it into the middle to Mepham on the centre spot, leaves it for Hume to his right, and then Hume back to Mepham. Fleming trying to put some pressure on him. Mepham slips over as he puts the ball down the left wing.
Fitness says Norman played at Roma with world-class player. I'm sure he's played with Dybala. I think he has.
And that indeed will be half time.
Well, there we go. Half time. I said 0-0 at full time. We're halfway there.
Sunderland grow into the first half, because Burnley certainly started the brighter of the two teams, had the better chances early on. Yeah, Patterson pulled off a very
But
good
is it
save.
positive? It's 0-0. We've not let it go in. We're usually superb second half, aren't we?
It's a bit of a game of chess.
It has indeed, and I think slowly but surely Sunderland have started to sort themselves out. I think the first 20-25 minutes, especially on this right-hand side, we was caught out 2 or 3 times. So we're starting to get to grip with that, with Turkin. And again, on the left-hand side, you know, Trey Hume, just be aware of Foster on that left-hand side. But he started to pass the ball about, and you've seen they're nervous at the back.
There we are. Just mute the commentary because of the music. I will take a draw but want to win, please, says Derek. Fernie says neither team created much. 2 decent sides cancelling each other out, Fernie. Colin Major, hi Cabby. Hello Colin, you alright mate? Just Ray says, hey Cabby, Lafay looks like he's been with the team all season and looks an amazing kid. Which is good to see. So it'll be interesting if he makes any subs. So let's have a look on the social media for thoughts on the first half. Tom says, would have taken a point before kick-off. Would be gutted if we don't take all 3. The way we are playing. Dan Neil is having a class game. So all positives there from Tom. Lee Foster says, like to see more of Roberts get in the game. Ian says, like to see Lafay through the middle. Great first touch. And how many people are saying Lafay should be in the middle? Carl says, decent and pretty even though both backs look a little shaky. Lewis says, Patterson's kicking gets worse every game. 0-0's a fair scoreline at half time, says Anthony. Says Patterson needs to stop kicking left-footed. Ray says, we're not passing quick enough on the breakaway. Pretty even, says Roberts. Half and half, says Derek. So, in all fairness, a lot of Sunderland fans are pretty much content with that first half performance. What's happening with Roberts, Cabby? I don't know. I do think this might be his last season with Sunderland, you know, apart with Roberts. Norman says, one pundit pointed out that Friday night games tended to be dull, boring affairs. You've just got 2 teams with so much at stake, haven't you? And they're just being so cautious. I think both teams would be happy with a point. And plus you're away, says Fernie, we are. And Fernie's expected more from Burnley. Well, we've still got a second half to come. But Sunderland usually really come out the traps in the second half. But we are playing a quality side here. But we've seen it on so many occasions. Alan says, Alan Bell, how you doing, Alan? You all right, mate? He says, great discipline from Sunderland, only penalised by the ref once in 45 minutes. Good point. Sean Russell says, not the player he was. He's not taking players on like he used to. But he's not as quick, is he? Brian Hughes says, I think you're going to be right, Cabby, 0-0, unless we up our game for the second half. Alan Gibbon, hello Alan, it says, maybe Meander for Roberts on the second half. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, happy birthday to Summer. I don't know if my partner in crime, Davy's destroying his house yet at the minute with frustration. Yeah, like I say, Serkin, I just don't know if he's just not fit. Let's have a look on some of the comments on Enzo Lafay. This is what people are saying about Enzo Lafay in the first half. William says, not a bad start so far. Ryan says, Serkin isn't giving him the ball enough. Serkin doesn't look fit, which I've said. He says, looks a yard off it today. Although he's against a very quick and tricky winger. Jamie says, very tidy, can see he has quality, just looks like a central midfielder out wide. I mean, why is Regis Labrie playing him out on the wing then if he's supposed to be a central midfielder? And Paul says, get him in the middle, FFS. Jace says, wasted out wide. Jack says, like him so far. Ian says, great first touch. Like to see him through the middle. Why isn't he through the middle? Anybody on the chat know why he's not in the middle? Has he got no one else to go on the wing? Jonathan has also said should be in the middle to get the best out of him. He's better than Dan Neil. Be interesting when Mundell is back. Looks wasted on the left, but very tidy. So all the fans, well, I'll rephrase that. Quite a lot of the fans saying get him in the middle, but there's a reason why the manager is playing him on the wing. I don't know. And Peter Wynn says, who's your match winner? Can't spot one myself. No, I cannot. Neither myself. Fernie says, thought the fee was a good box to board midfield player. David says we've got to hit them hard and fast. Sean says Enzo's made some nice touches and stuff. Macam on a mission says Enzo looks good and a class above teammates. I'm just going to answer my phone as my son's on the phone. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I was just on the phone to my son. Ashton, he's mad as a hatter. He's a Carlisle fan, born and bred here. So he goes to a lot of the Carlisle matches.
There's no wind, so in some ways it's quite pleasant.
Still got music playing on in the background there. So I hope you're all feeling refreshed. I think the Sunderland team are already out there. They're keen. They're keen to get started.
Well, I hope so. Dan Neil just ready to get us underway. The whistle's blown. We're underway now.
Come on, lads.
The ball back to Anthony Patterson as ever in his short sleeve top, who kicks it up through the middle up to the edge of the Burnley penalty area, where Egan Riley taps the ball away to his right to Connor Roberts. No changes to either side at half-time, and here's the Burnley goalkeeper James Trafford, 6'6", the Cumbrian from Cockermouth, in yellow, pink boots, sweeping the ball past Isidore out to Egan Riley.
12 more likes to get to 100 likes for the channel, thank you. Let's get to 100 likes, come on.
On the left, swings across into the penalty area. It's nodded down here for Fleming, who completely miscues his kick. And he's put it some 15 yards wide. He'll be regretting that, because that was a very, very good opportunity for Burnley.
And again, Nick, straight away, you know, right to left or left to right ball. We've got to stop the cross coming into the box.
And now Hume has to get the ball clear here, up towards the halfway line. Plays the ball straight into the path of Jaden.
Oh, that was an awful shot from Burnley there, like.
On the far side, but O'Nien's got across
it's one Rienda would have been proud of.
Got the ball away, down the left wing now to Chris Rigg. And Rigg looking to get it in the middle to Isidore. Isidore, edge of the area, it's wide! He smashed it just an inch or two past the foot of the right post. So from one end to the other, Fleming misses a great opportunity, and Isidore does likewise.
I heard the referee blow. Was he offside as well? I don't know.
Great ball by Lafie. Great pass.
How close was that? Yeah, Isidore doesn't do tap-ins.
Target. So 0-0.
I don't know about that, Paul Heron.
Opening minute or two of the second half.
Oh, that was shocking by Wilson. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Trafford, brought down by Mepham.
I don't know what. It's almost like he was surprised he was in that position.
He's found Sirkin now trying to make a run down the left. Comes back to Lafay and back again.
He hit it well enough.
Luke O'Nien just outside the Sunderland penalty area. Mepham.
I think he hit the post actually.
Hume back to Anthony Patterson, who just puts his right foot through it to stroke it out to O'Nien.
He's still dangerous though, Isidore, isn't he?
The left wing, where Lafay jogs on now and lets Sirkin drop back into
Take it back, Paul.
own half. And here is
it was close, he hit the post.
Playing the ball
But the closest either team have come to scoring there were Wilson and Isidore.
And out for a throw to Sunderland on that far side.
Play some balls on the deck to Isidore and get to run, because nobody can seem to catch Isidore. He's got so much pace. Let him run onto a ball and split the defence open.
Back to O'Nien, across now to Mepham on this right hand side. And Mepham wide to Trey Hume. Hume back to Chris Mepham. Mepham.
I don't know, Dougie.
Just short pass forwards to Patrick Roberts. And now Dan Neil back again to Patterson just outside the Sunderland penalty area. Harrogate 2, Cheltenham 0. And that's 2 own goals, I'm told, in that game. As Lafay tried to get the ball through the middle. Breaks for Rigg. Rigg now on the right side and cutting back into the centre. Laying it off to Job. Job down the left of the area. The cross played in by Sirkin over the head of Isidore. And out here to Lyle Foster. And the South African international.
But it wasn't that far away, Wilson Isidore. See, he hit the post.
finds Humphreys on the left, and now Humphreys cutting inside. Job's gone back with him, but the ball swung across.
Yeah, that blooming offside's a stinker, isn't it, Norman?
Now Brownhill back to Jaden Anthony, just outside the penalty area. Cullen puts the ball in the box, and the header from Bashir Humphreys is taken by Anthony Patterson, just falling away to his left. The Sunderland bench, incidentally.
We have got a strong bench.
Eliza Mienda, Salis Samed, Adil Al-Shish.
Do you mean the bench that they're sitting on strong, or do you think the players are strong on the bench? Is that what you mean, SJ?
Kjelda, Ogensui and Jones. Here's Sunderland through O'Nien, trying to get the ball through to Job. Job up towards the halfway line on the left-hand side. He's got to Lefay wide, but his touch lets him down. Or was it the pass? It's gone out for a throw. Quickly taken by Burnley. Back to Egan Riley at the right corner of his penalty area. Pushing it on then to Cullen. Back to Egan Riley, wide to Connor Roberts, looking for Brownhill. Brownhill, Job's going with him. Brownhill out wide then to Jaden Anthony. Back again to Connor Roberts. Inside to Josh Cullen. Roberts again on the halfway line, and then forwards to Fleming as the ball headed in the air as it was played forwards by Sirkin. Lefay trying to get his foot on it, and does, but gives the ball away now to Zian Fleming. The Millwall loanee gets it back.
I think he's on the bench,
Roberts,
Julian, yeah.
Anthony. Back here to Cullen. Laurent, and then back onto the halfway line again, and Laurent will lay it off to Esteve. Forwards to Humphreys. Humphreys back to the Frenchman, onto Laurent on the halfway line. He swings the ball wide right. Anthony on the touchline. Sirkin goes to close him down immediately. It's played back to Connor Roberts, and then to Josh Laurent again, who leaves it for Egan Riley.
You're right there, Mr. Nomsky.
Picked up by Laurent through the middle. Brownhill back to Laurent on the halfway line. Now Foster. Lyle Foster out.
Just need 6 more likes for 100 likes. Thank you, folks. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you. So it needs 6 more likes for 100 likes.
Retrieves the ball off the cone just behind him and will take the throw for
substitutions: Mua, Ballard, Mayenda, Samed, Ashish, Lesic, Kjelda, should I say, Ogensui and Jones. Thanks for that, Norman.
10 yards, Trey Hume. The referee's let him get away with that, and the ball's dropped to Cullen, and it'll come back to Egan Riley. Rick goes to close him down. Egan Riley lays it off.
I will pin that post, Norman,
comes to close him
so anybody
down.
can look at the subs. It's in the pin post at the top.
Cuts back out to the left wing, and the ball from Egan Riley is played out to Jaden Anthony, who's tackled by Sirkin on the touchline. Throw to Burnley. 53rd minute, Burnley 0, Sunderland 0 still. Live on BBC Radio Newcastle. O'Nien.
I've got a funny feeling the first sub coming off it'll be Enzo, you know. They usually bring the player that's just signed for us, so they usually take them off, don't they?
And Burnley play it out again from the back, through the middle. Just tapped out here on the left to Esteve. Wide again to Humphreys. And Bashir Humphreys.
We're certainly matching these, put it this way.
Ball down the left wing. He's trying to get...
Or should I say they're matching us?
Pressure from Patrick Roberts has forced him back to Lyle Foster.
It is Julian. First time we got a decent bench.
To Egan Riley. He'll get it back from Connor Roberts. Short pass forwards to Josh Cullen on the halfway line. Back to Connor Roberts, wide to Jaden Anthony. Inside to Josh Brownhill in the Sunderland half. Pass cut out though by Lefay to Dan Neal. Now Patrick Roberts on this right-hand side. Go on. Patrick Roberts taking it onto the edge of the area. Onto his left, he's caught. But the referee lets play go on. Chris Rigg has it. He tries a shot, and it swings wide and high.
Well, that's something we need to sort out, SJ.
I think one of the concerns
massively sort out.
You know, time. Roberts, Chris Rigg, fatigue's going to kick in. Lefay.
Let's say Roberts, I think that'll be his last season with us. How many Joneses are at the club? Just watched 2 for the under-21s. Anybody know the under-21s score at the minute?
The ball overtakes them onto the head of Foster. Mepham heads it out. Hume will have to chase across here in
Well,
front of
you would think they shouldn't get
Bashir,
fatigued,
Humphreys
should you?
and
They're
Foster.
athletes, yeah.
Patrick Roberts slides in, the ball comes off for a Burnley throw. Humphreys will take this.
And the Sunderland fans making a noise.
Back it goes to Esteve. Humphreys again on this left wing. Plays it inside to Laurent. Josh Laurent across to Connor Roberts on the right side of the centre circle. And then good intervention by Sirkin. He's away down the left-hand side into the Burnley half. He's cutting into the middle now. Dennis Sirkin still going. Edge of the area. Still going Sirkin, but his shot is blocked by Laurent. And now it's dropped for Job on the left. He's trying to get the ball worked in from the left-hand side. Comes back out to Lefay. Lefay take a deflection.
Corner.
And it's a corner kick. Sunderland's first corner.
Oh, they got
of
beaten
the
on
game.
ski. It's a
Well
shame.
done, Dennis Sirkin winning the ball high up the field.
Good bit of play by Sirkin there, like.
Lefay has gone down to take the
Bloody hell.
corner
I thought they were
kick.
going to say Lefay's gone down injured there.
Sunderland fans.
Which just be all look, wasn't it?
Enzo Lefay, plenty of bodies up in the penalty area. Dan Neil back in the centre circle.
Good quality ball in.
0-0. We're in the 56th minute. And there's a lot of people, a lot of players in the 6-yard box. It's played short. Played
Why do
back
they keep
out
playing these
to
corners short?
Lefay on the left by Sunderland, then headed away behind again for another
Get
corner.
the thing sent in, man.
A second Sunderland corner. Chris Rigg is going down to take this from the right-hand side.
We had a slow start, Luty. Welcome along, mate. Welcome along.
End of the stadium. Trey Humes
That's
to the back of the D.
Yeah, it was
Neil,
all
Anthony Patterson
Burnley
in
for the first 15 minutes, and then the
centre
game
circle. A lot of bodies in the
quietened
6-yard
down,
box
really. Not
again.
much chances for
It's
either
whipped
side in the
Burry
first
towards the
half.
far post. Sirkin's
Oh,
header
it's a free header.
over the top.
He's got to do
Never
better.
got it down. Floats over for a goal kick to Burnley. The meanest defence.
We
in
still
the
need
country.
a striker,
Possibly
don't we?
It's going to be the meanest defence ever seen in the 4 divisions if they reach the end of the season.
Nervous.
Fewer than 21 goals conceded. Now the ball up to the halfway line is won by Dan Neil, and Dan Neil out to Trey Hume on this right hand side, inside to Chris Rigg, lays it off to Dan Neil again, just inside the Burnley half. Rigg just ahead of him, and this ball forward is just cut out before it reached Trey Hume, who throws Bashir Humphreys to the floor, and a free kick to
Come
Burnley.
on, boys, says Luty.
No hint of a
Normski must be
substitution being
cleaning
made
the
yet.
bookies out, living in a mansion.
And we've played 57 minutes nearly. And,
102 likes on the channel.
at the edge
Thank
of
you
the
so
Burnley
much indeed.
penalty area.
And remember, Burnley are experts at winning games by a
Through the middle,
1-0
Fleming
as well.
on the shoulder of Mepham. Tries to get it through to Brownhill.
They just
O'Neill
scrape
spouted
these
away
wins, they
to
do.
Job.
Can
Job
Sunderland
onto
stop
Rigg
it?
here now, and Rigg to Patrick Roberts on the right, just inside the Burnley half, dribbling at Humphreys, still taking it on. Now down the right of the penalty area, trying to get it on his left, back on his
Paul,
right,
I think
back on his left.
Cannon,
Closest to the far
he doesn't
post.
want to come here, I don't think, Paul. I think he's going to go to Sheffield United.
On the floor, appealing for, well, it's not Isidore, is it? Is it Lefay? Appealing for a penalty. He's not going to get it. Burnley bring this out quickly now, up towards the halfway line, and Jaden Anthony.
It's just one of those players, Tom Cannon, that just doesn't want to come to
Behind
us.
him
He
is,
doesn't want it for some reason or
Egan
other.
Riley,
So we need to stop chasing him.
Lauren, on to Josh
And in the morning, wake up, it'll be Tom Cannon will probably be holding a Sunderland
Connor
scarf.
Roberts on the far side. Down the touchline to Jaden Anthony, back to Roberts.
Don't think he's worth 13 million, mind.
Inside to Josh Cullen. Again, Jaden Anthony, quick 1-2 with Brownhill. And now one back by Job. Fleming trying to get the ball off him. Job
Referee's having a
stronger.
good game. I said
Comes out
before,
to the
Anthony
ball,
Backhouse
leaves
is
it
a
to
good
Dan
manager.
Neil.
A good
Dan
manager.
Neil
A good
tripping
referee,
over.
should I
Side
say.
two for Isidore. Cut out though by Egan
He just let the
Riley.
game flow.
Out
Good,
to Anthony,
good referee
back
he is.
inside to Cullen.
Backhouse.
Cullen now across the pitch to Esteve.
Derek, if we had a good striker, we
Towards
need
the
a good
halfway
striker. We
line.
definitely
Niall
do.
Foster.
We're desperate
And
for
he
one.
tries to swing it out to Anthony. Cut out though by Dennis Sirkin, who
Go on,
taps it
Dan.
inside to Lefay. On halfway, leaves it for Job. Job back to O'Neill. Forwards to Job again. Back to Mepham. And Mepham in the 59th
Good play by
minute
Sunderland,
now
this.
in the centre circle for Sunderland in their white. Neil left to.
It's a bit disjointed, isn't it?
Just into the Burnley half on the left, leaves it for Dennis Sirkin, looking for the run of O'Nien down the
Half
left,
Championship, half Division 1 ground, isn't it?
Back to James Trafford, the goalkeeper, who swings his right foot through it up to the halfway line. Mepham heads it through
More
the middle,
wages up front, more money for Leicester.
Humphreys. Neil gets the foot on it, and it sweeps into the centre to Brownhill, and Brownhill looking for Anthony far wide.
I don't rate Cannon, to be honest with you. I don't think we'll get him. I just don't think we should chase him.
It's played back inside to Cullen, and Cullen, a little pass forwards to Connor Roberts, then back out to Anthony on the right. He whips a ball in behind Fleming, who tried to turn on it in the area, and in the end Rigg hooks it away. Up onto the head of Egan Riley, it bounces awkwardly for Isidore.
He did. Well, he did score a few for us.
The defender, Connor Roberts.
In Division 1 though, wasn't it?
Cullen nods it down to Connor Roberts. Out wide, just in front of Scott Parker to Jaden Anthony. And now Josh Cullen again, just inside the Sunderland half. Back into the Burnley half. Egan Riley and Laurent. Laurent bringing this on now, laying it off on the left-hand side to Esteve. Foster. Laurent through the middle here, trying to get Brownhill through, but shuffled off it by Enzo.
Well done, Lefebvre. Excellent.
All the way back to Anthony Patterson. Burnley 0, Sunderland 0.
Isidore will get a chance.
Newcastle. Yeah.
He'll get a chance.
So will Burnley, Gary.
He's had one good one.
It's a case of who's going to do that, who's going to finish it the
Luke
better.
O'Nien just on the left of the Sunderland penalty area. Pauses a moment, then taps it out to Sirkin.
Keep the red flag flying high.
Anthony plays it back into the penalty area to O'Nien, out to Sirkin. He slipped inside from Anthony, still got it. Wider now to Lefebvre. And Lefebvre
Come on,
back
Delilah, you're
inside
looking
to
a bit
Dan. Neil had to be quick. He
down in the
skipped
chops
past
there.
Fleming. And Neil up to the back of the centre circle. Now Rigg on this right-hand side. Rigg out wide to Patrick
Rodwell,
Roberts.
Norman.
Taking on Humphreys. Cutting inside, slipping it through to Rigg at the edge of the area. On his left, chipping it in to the penalty area. Lefebvre is down in the penalty area.
Definitely agree with that, Peter Wynn.
And Sirkin back to the Frenchman on the left. Connor Roberts in front of him. And Lefebvre plays it to Sirkin again to cross, but it's headed out.
How are the lads, Luke? Yeah, Turf Moor, he was there in the 80s, says Mr. Nomansky. It was falling down then.
Round it enough to control it. And it'll run towards the corner. Humphreys comes away with it and plays it up to halfway. Mepham chests it into the path of Patrick Roberts. Patrick Roberts now slipping it through for Isidore to chase, but it'll run away from him.
You know, when we're on the attack, aren't you? You're just waiting, aren't you? You're just waiting and expecting Gary Bennett to go.
62nd minute.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh, like that. You're just waiting for it.
Burnley look like they're warming up a potential substitute. But James Trafford is just placing the ball on the middle of the 6-yard line, and the two centre
Listen,
backs
them
push
Sunderland
out.
fans, man.
Trafford kicks. Burnley are about to make a change.
Didn't get much of a chance, Benetti, did he? Delia needs a gin, says Wiz.
Dan Neil having a word with Anthony Backhouse. This is fairly central, just forwards of the centre circle.
Has there been any yellow cards? I don't think there has there?
He's going to tap it back onto halfway to Egan
Lots of
Riley,
possession,
then
but not being
Cullen
clinical.
back
Are we going to
Esteve.
lose the game?
Laurent
Would say
forwards in the
we
middle
played
to
well.
Brownhill.
Means now, no,
Josh
I
Brownhill
hate it
plays
when
it
people
back
say
to
that. We
Cullen.
played well, we played
Laurent on the
well.
halfway.
We deserve to win.
Changes him
You
and-
don't if you didn't
Egan
score,
Riley
do
now
you?
looking for Anthony, but it's cut out by Sirkin. Lefebvre trying to knock it past Connor Roberts, and he's done so. Away down the left touchline, the Welshman's going with Lefebvre, but he's trying to
The
lose
better
him, and
side
Connor
is
Roberts
always
to
the
throw.
team that wins the
Quickly
game.
taken to
Because
Jaden
the
Anthony. And Jaden Anthony
objective
now
is
back
to
out
score
Connor Roberts
goals.
on the right wing, but Lefebvre comes back, catches the right back who's on the floor, but the referee's seen nothing wrong with that. And he's lying on the touchline in front of Scott Parker, and now he's stopped play. Anthony Backhouse.
RTA Australia, how are you doing?
Connor Roberts.
So Stuart, the only way Sunderland is going to get ahead in football world is for you to get your boots on and get out on the park yourself. Oh my God, just put me boots on, I've been knackered.
The referee assessing the situation. The Burnley substitute has close to being ready to come on. The dugouts on the
SJ, yeah. It's a common thing we see, isn't it?
reminder tomorrow, 11:30 build-up, 12:30.
You know, let's just pretend you've got a bit of cramp here.
James's Park of Newcastle United against Bournemouth. It's going to be a drop ball here for Chris Mepham. Anthony Backhouse, all in black, drops the ball at the feet of Mepham, who taps it across to O'Neill.
Good day from Perth. Hello, Keith.
For a ball through the centre for Isidore, nodded away by Esteve to Laurent, across to Connor Roberts on the far side. The Burnley substitute ready to come on. Mepham nods the ball down to Neil on halfway, then Lefay.
It would be harsh on Sunderland if they did lose this.
Away to Anthony.
But once again, it's about scoring, isn't it?
Right, on the right touchline, and then Cullen plays it back behind him to Connor Roberts. And Connor Roberts trying to cut into the middle. And Laurent, man on, shouts the crowd. Isidore was behind him. Out to the touchline again, inside to Jaden Anthony, back out to...
Thanks for the 2 subscribers, thank you.
To Egan Riley, and down the right wing again to Connor Roberts, inside to Cullen, trying to get it forwards. He's come back with the ball.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you, mate. Good to hear RTA Australia. Good to hear from you. Hope you and the family are good. Stay safe. Yeah, you too, mate. And have a lovely day, whatever you've got planned today, mate.
On the halfway line. Back to Egan Riley. 66 minutes, still 0-0. And Egan Riley at the back with Laurent.
Yeah, good to see you, RTA Australia. Someday we will meet again.
Josh Cullen forwards to Fleming
in American Truck Simulator. I'm sure we will. Be good to have a catch up.
Anthony out, but he managed to get
great guy.
Back
and his missus as well. Spot on.
In the middle, who plays out wide left to Bashir Humphries.
Big statement, even if we only take a point. Take all 3, boys, says Luty. Colin Major, we're holding our own, Cappy. We are. Peter Wynn says, correct, Stuart. It goals win matches. We haven't proven ourselves good enough. Good in getting an out-and-out goal score. 2 right. Lefay, man of the match so far, says David Jackson.
In the middle of the Burnley half, their substitute still waiting to come on. 21,014 the attendance at the game tonight, as Egan Riley gives the ball away. It drops for Isidore from Lefay. Isidore's bundled off the ball by Laurent. No foul, says the
There's
referee.
the sigh from Gary Bennett.
And it's played on by Brownhill to Laurent, and now Anthony wide down that right-hand side. A possibility of a cross from Connor Roberts. It hangs in the air, nodded down by Bashir Humphries, hooked away by
Come on, Isidore, you've got to get up, man. The game's going on.
But he is passionate, Gary Bennett. He loves the club, doesn't he?
Play goes on. Cullen trying to cross for Foster, who nods it down here. Oh no, Nyan, no penalty. Fleming goes down on the 6-yard line with Luke O'Neill.
Wilson, you need to get up.
Get up, Wilson.
Waved away by Anthony Backhouse. And now he's come back, the referee, to see what the issue is with Isidore.
Good challenge.
Fleming a half protest, but then he's not gone beyond
Richie
that.
would do need strikers in.
Waved it away. Pete Brown's on to have a look at.
Wasn't a penalty, man. Give out. Well done, referee.
Your players, Nick.
Isidore loves to complain too much. He'll stay on the floor instead of getting on with it. Open the door, he stays on the floor. We all love Wilson Isidore.
Ecuadorian, or is it Colombian? It's Colombian, isn't he? So Fleming, whose last action was to try and half appeal for a penalty, he's replaced. And Sarmiento, the former Brighton midfielder, is the replacement. 68th minute. Wilson Isidore still getting some treatment. Just to the left is helped up.
Big fat Burnley dive. We were lucky there, says SJ.
Just over 20 minutes left to play.
But be warned, Burnley get these sneaky 1-0 wins. A hell of a lot.
Luke O'Niall's actually with the referee.
Lack of decent strikers, as Arsenal are finding. It's correct, Fernley, and a lot of Sunderland fans would say we've been missing a striker for a while since we lost Ross Stewart. You reckon Ashish will replace Lafay?
The backhouse comes marching back towards Anthony Patterson. It'll be a drop ball. He wants the players back on the pitch, those that are over on the...
So everybody in the
touchline.
chat, do you think Lafay deserves to be man of the match for Sunderland then? Do you think he's had a great game? As Isidore still limping there.
Referee back with...
As the Sunderland players take a chance to take a bit of a drinks break.
Isidore just on the touchline next to Regis Lebris, awaiting.
Do you think he'll put Meander on for the last 20 minutes?
I wonder, as it's played out to Hume here.
Yeah, I think
ball's given away.
Isidore could possibly come off.
It's just crept out. It's going to be a throw to Sunderland on the right side.
Scott Parker
Isidore
sits
still waiting to come back on.
in the dugout chewing his gum. Norman says, not like we ever get odd goal wins. Yeah, says David Jackson. I would keep Lafay on, says Colin.
Just inside the Burnley half.
He's been off 30 seconds.
He's been allowed back on.
And Mayenda, says Julian.
0-0 in the 70th minute. Ball headed away by Estev on the left wing, looking for Brownhill. Comes back through Cullen.
No,
Neil on his shoulder.
Metham, says Geordie Groundwalker. Lafay showing his class.
Brownhill now. Brownhill looking for the gap for Foster to break through, but Mepham just stood his ground and blocks
Well
it.
done.
Now finds Job, and Job comes
Great
away
play.
with it and plays it out wide on the left-hand side here.
Lafay has had a good
Lafay.
debut. Would not say a man of the match,
Circuit's
says Dougie.
Taken a deflection and cleared by Egan Riley, out to Anthony, back to Connor Roberts, and then floats up towards Foster on the halfway line.
Get 09 off, get Ballard on. 09 is a liability. He did nearly give a penalty away there, but it was a good
Foster's rolling all over
challenge,
the
wasn't
place.
it?
Rolling around on the floor, gets back up on his feet now, having got no attention from anybody. O'Neill
But the play acting Burnley here, you like.
And it's finished Yeovil 0, Gateshead 0 tonight. That game kicked off at 7:30. The ball back at the edge of the Burnley penalty area. Away to Plymouth on Wednesday night, away to Southampton in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Burnley, and now out wide on the left-hand side to Humphreys, who's given the ball away straight to Job in the centre circle. Job trying to find a ball through the middle for Rigg. It comes back to Job, and Job now out wide on the right-hand side to Patrick Roberts. Hume is with him. Roberts back inside to Job on the right of midfield. Back to Dan Neil, inside to Mepham, and then to Luke O'Neill. And Luke O'Neill taps the ball down the wing to Lafay. Comes back to Luke O'Neill, inside to
That's gone quiet, Carl, hasn't it?
On forwards to Sirkin, but Anthony cuts in front of Sirkin, who pulls him down, and it's going to be a free kick just inside the Sunderland half to the right of the centre circle.
Just wondering how many games LND has actually played since he left us.
Fresh legs.
I'm slow, Christopher. Who's LND?
Over on the far side as away comes Anthony. Tries to cross, wins a corner. Burnley's fifth corner. It's 0-0. We're in the 73rd minute.
Hi, Cabby. It's a cliffhanger, but we're looking okay. I think we have this. I'm not saying anything yet, Michael, but we are holding our own. I did say 0-0 before a ball was kicked.
Outside the penalty area again. Another 4 around the penalty spot.
Rico says we need a striker for over 2 years. Everybody knows it apart from Sunderland hierarchy. Colin Major says, think that boat's sailed, Carl.
It's cleared by Job. It's come back to Laurent. Lawrence closed down quickly by Chris Rigg.
SJ says, I'd replace him but not sell him. He needs to be a substitute, not a first teamer.
Anthony crosses, looking for, well, Patterson punches it clear. And he's caught, I think, Mepham at the same time, who's got himself back up on his feet quickly, because Laurent has recycled the ball to Brownhill in the middle.
You know, this is one of these games, isn't it? If Sunderland scored,
and Anthony down the
you
right
could
of
see
the penalty
Burnley
area.
scoring straight away afterwards.
Comes off the ankles of Job, out to Connor Roberts on the right-hand side. Cullen now looking to shoot, and he's trying to find Bashir Humphreys. It comes down and is hooked away by Dennis Sirkin. Now away again by Chris Rigg on this right-hand side. Out to Brownhill, who pushes it on again on the left. Sarmiento.
Get some subs on,
He's trying
says
to cut
SJ.
inside, finds Brownhill, now in the middle, Egan Riley, down to Anthony at the corner of the penalty area. The overlap coming from Connor Roberts, but he's on his left, straight at Patterson. He makes a comfortable save.
I just think
74th minute, 0-0.
I just think we just need to freshen things up, Nick. Some fresh legs on.
Ambience is still holding on to my thought that we'll scrape a win. I hope you're right, Ambient.
Down once, catches it again now. He's going to roll it out to Luke O'Nien and out again Dan Neil. And so Mienda finally managed to get his training top off on the far side in preparation to come on. The ball's gone out for a throw to Sunderland halfway inside the Burnley half.
Ryan Rudkin says Sunderland FC 1.
O'Nien back to
David Jackson
Enzo
says
Lefebvre.
1-1.
Again back to Luke O'Nien just inside the Sunderland half. Mepham to Hume. Patrick Roberts running back down the touchline.
You often see that when it's been 0-0 for the majority of the game and there's like 10 minutes to go. One team scores and then straight away the other team scores as well. That often happens, doesn't it?
Forwards looking for Job.
Time for 4-4-2, Derek.
3 players around him who come away with the ball, but then it's loose and it's picked up by Sirkin, who swings it high up through the middle.
David Jackson's, why are we struggling against wannabes?
Bring this down, he gets a foot to it, but it bobbles through to
Mienda's coming on.
James Trafford. And Mienda will come on in the next minute or so.
Paul says, took a half shift in Nissan from Nissan to listen to the game. Thanks for tuning in, Paula. Paul, mate, thank you.
Second half, that said, neither's Anthony Patterson. Two sides cancelling each other out. It's back with Trafford again here.
Mark says, a draw is a great result if you get it tonight, Cabby. To nick it would be amazing. Come on.
Passes it out to Esteve, and he hooks it on up to the halfway line. Hume will head it on now to Dan Neil. Neil wide on the right with Patrick Roberts on the touchline, looking for Hume's run down the side of the penalty area. Hume trying to play it off Esteve. He's done well, actually. He's taken it back out to the touchline, and behind him is Patrick Roberts. And now in again to Dan Neil, into the centre circle to Luke O'Nien. And O'Nien.
David Jackson says, sorry, Cabby, I just don't rate Burnley, mate. Rig off, says Mandy. I'm on a 4-day working week. No, but Burnley scrape these 1-0 wins, don't they? They're not pretty. They're not pretty, but they just keep getting over the line, don't they, Burnley? They just keep finding a way. Somehow, Burnley just find a way to win games.
77th minute.
It doesn't matter how ugly it is, how bad it is, if they keep getting these wins and scraping wins, that's all you're after.
Popping up front with Wilson Isidore.
For Risky says,
Sunderland, which
for Mark Palmer, you missed the end, Toon fan in peace.
Was he tripped by Foster? Free kick.
I didn't see it, Mark, mate. I know you are, but you're welcome on here anytime, mate. I just can't swear because I'll get a ticking off by YouTube. I've got to be a good boy. But yeah, yous are certainly having a really good run at the minute. But yeah, we need the derbies back, don't we? We need the derbies back. The time with your derbies.
Job on halfway into his own half.
Hey, Jill, how are you doing?
Now Hume on this right-hand side with Patrick Roberts.
They draw a lot too, mine, says Ambient. Yeah, and so can we. But yeah, they do.
Gets the ball back
and how are you, Jill? How are you doing? Are you keeping well? I can see what's going to happen here, says SJ. What's up? We're going to score.
It's passed out to Josh Cullen, back to Egan Riley in the penalty area, wide to Connor Roberts, driving it up to the halfway line. Jaden Anthony.
Yeah, I often see you on the Toon Review show. Great bunch of lads that run that. It's good crack in the chat as well. Good bunch of lads and lasses on there.
Goalkeeper James Trafford.
Oh, it'd be heartbreaking, wouldn't it, if we let a goal in the 93rd minute.
Sunderland with Isidore going to push on now as the kick finds Hume.
Positive 5, says Dragon Hunter. Positive 5.
Brownhill comes back the loose
SJ. They score, it's game over, says SJ.
To Humphreys. Down the left again.
Well done to the Toon. Think that's 9 wins in a row. They're enemies, but what a team. You can't argue that they're not doing well, because they are.
Plays it back to Josh Cullen, and Cullen back to Egan Riley at the edge of the centre circle, wide to Anthony as they try and find another way in to the
Don't let him
Sunderland
go on the
penalty. He
outside.
gets round the outside of Sirkin.
I'd still like to see
Has to
Nottingham
win it
Forest
back
win the
and play it
league.
back
How
to
good would
Colin.
that
Now
be?
Brownhill, and now Connor Roberts in the penalty area trying to find a ball to cross to the edge of the 6-yard box where it's caught by Patterson.
Just hit the subscribe button if anybody's new. Thank you very much. Yeah, just
0-0.
don't let a last-minute goal in Sunderland, because that's just
In the
gut-wrenching.
79th minute,
Yeah,
Anthony
we always
Patterson being
concede in the
urged to
last
get on
minutes.
with
That's
things
what I
by
was
Anthony
thinking, says
Backhouse.
SJ. We
And,
score at game on, says Dragger.
O'Nien
Don't tempt
Harrogate
fate,
beating
Cabby,
Cheltenham 2-0.
says Dougie.
There's 2 Cheltenham Town own goals. Patterson plays the ball out to O'Nien
I
at the
think the
corner
cat
of the
is
penalty
chasing
area.
a
Back to
spider
Patterson.
on the floor.
Now to
I don't know.
Mepham.
Well, it's eating a sausage.
And Mepham,
Let's be fair, Connor
plays
is,
it
Isaac
high
is one hell of a striker.
into
Of course he is.
Burnley half. Headed away.
He's
by
lethal at the
Estelle,
minute.
On by Laurent. For Brownhill. It's given away. Dan Neal back to Patterson. Patterson, as Foster went to close him down. There's going to be another change made by Burnley in a moment.
I have to
There's
Forest to
Connor
get
Roberts on the
second
far
for
side,
£20.
Patterson on the Fay. The
Bet on,
Fay,
says
who looks
David, I
like,
think.
well, he's going to be the player penalised. His arms wrapped around Connor Roberts. Back to
Said that
Egan
to a mag
Riley.
at work. Isaac is a very good striker, telling the
Inside
truth.
Burnley half.
He's quality.
Pushes it on
He seems to
to
be getting
Josh
stronger
Cullen.
and stronger as well
Cullen
as each game
trying
comes
to get
along.
Foster away down the right wing, but O'Nien to Sirkin, slips it inside to Job. Job into Dan Neal, and Neal
Wilson
to
needs to
Hume.
make a run.
Patrick Roberts wide on the right. Hume's making the run. Now Neal trying to dash onto it in the middle. And he's penalised for a foul on Brownhill.
Gary Bennett's biggest sigh
Mepham's now down.
Mepham's down.
of
Clutching
the
back
night.
of his leg, sitting at
Ballard.
the edge of the centre
don't say
circle.
it's another
There'll be a
injury to
double
Mepham.
switch by Burnley as well. Dan Ballard on the bench, of course, is actually stricken.
Hello to the 249
I think
people in
Ballard's gonna be
the
rushed
channel.
on here. I think Mepham's game is going to be over. Chris Mepham at the edge of the centre circle. Ballard hurriedly trying to get his shirt on. So Dan Ballard.
Barca wants Isaac. Well, it'll be hard to keep hold of if he keeps banging the goals in. And how long is Mepham going to be out for? 6 weeks.
They're bringing on 2
players. Ashley Barnes, who's re-signed, of course, for Burnley from Norwich. Had 2 years at Carrow Road, trying to work out what the board says.
Paul Heaven says, sorry, Cabby, but your ref mate has given Burnley a lot of soft free kicks.
Coliocho's coming on.
He has, hasn't he? Good morning, Darren. Richard. Good morning from Australia. Come on, son. Welcome along. Gary Bennett be like, I know. Has John Joe Selvey signed for Burnley?
Well, the Peruvian Oliver Son signed in this window. 24-year-old Peruvian.
I didn't say
international.
Mefflin's going to be injured for like another 9 or
Straight
10 weeks or
swap at
something.
right
Can you
back.
imagine it?
Son played at Reading last week.
But his
And,
body language, you can usually
now
tell by the players'
Mepham's going off for Ballard.
facial expressions and body language. But didn't look too bad.
Comes off.
Yeah.
Not like unless he was sobbing under his shirt, he knew he
Well,
was.
he will be on in
he was
a
knackered.
couple of seconds. Mepham
Hello,
makes
Kirsty.
it
You
to
all
the
right? How you doing?
touchline, and so the substitutions made were in the 83rd minute. It's Burnley 0, Sunderland 0. We're live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Benno with us till 10:30.
Get some good crosses in. Ballard's really good with his head.
You can text him on.
If energy on to
81333,
score
put
leaps,
BBC
hope
at the
it's
front
us,
of your
says
message, or
David.
WhatsApp us.
Hope not, says Norman. I can't deal with
08033.
playing Wickham
Joe
or Wrexham next season.
pulls
Like,
the ball back down and back to Anthony Patterson.
Good early touch for Ballard.
Ballard gets it out to Hume on the right, back to Dan Ballard, who puts his right foot through it up to Patrick Roberts, who's trying to flick it out to Mayenda on the right, who's battling with Humphreys. He's come away with him with the ball, and now he slips it through to Easy.
Oh, that's
He's
a
stripped the
penalty.
area,
A penalty.
and it's a penalty.
Well done,
Easy
Mayenda.
Penalty.
Just he made it into the
Oh, I
penalty
forgot. I
area.
don't celebrate
Great
penalties
play,
until
no
they've scored them.
hesitation. Yellow card for Egan Riley, and a penalty to Sunderland in the
we're just
84th
saying about my
minute.
mate Anthony Backhouse.
Who's going to take it? Wilson. Isidore.
Not Roberts. Not Roberts.
Well, it looked like a trip. The referee had no hesitation in giving the penalty.
Great play by Mayenda. Again, he loves that one.
Switched
where he cuts
the match
inside,
off
cuts
to
it
being
back,
here.
and through ball as well. Good way to pass.
It's not the same. It's not the same. What do you mean, Kirsty?
Hold the game back. Anthony Backhouse for that tug on the shirt. But who's going to take the penalty kick? It's got to be Isidore, hasn't it?
Isidore is going to take it.
He's got the ball under his arm.
What's the matter?
In the 85th minute now. And a chance for Sunderland to snatch, I think, what would be the winner in the game. 85th minute, James Trafford is just trying to waste a bit of time, kneeling down on the 6-yard line. Wilson Isidore with the ball under his arm.
Great strength.
It's only
and
Sunderland's
pace
third
by
penalty this
Mayenda,
season,
wasn't it?
It's extraordinary.
He could have
break.
easily have gone down, but he stayed on his feet.
Yeah.
But what a pass.
What, darling?
So, Wilson Isidore at the away end with this penalty kick to make
Come
it
on,
1-0
Wilson.
to Sunderland. It would be only a 5th goal conceded here this season if Isidore is successful.
Hit the target. That's all you've got to keep it.
Well,
Keep it
Isidore's
down.
very composed, just standing over the ball,
Fucking
staring
missed it.
down at the football. At the
That was always going to be a miss, wasn't it?
at his right
Always going to
step.
be a miss.
It's James Trafford. He's really making a meal of getting his gloves on and trying to.
Just like Sheffield
Run
United.
the clock
Just
down
like
here,
Sheffield
James
United.
I'm not sure that how patient the referee's going to be with Trafford here, who's finally got his gloves on and is jumping up and down and
Come on, Wilson.
grasping the crossbar. And
Unbelievable,
bouncing up and down
like.
on the line now. Isidore step back. Isidore.
Oh, he's missed it.
James
Absolute
Trafford has saved the
shocker.
penalty. It's 0-0 still, and James Trafford, all those antics have paid off for him. 0-0, heading into the final 5 minutes of the game. He struck it hard, but James Trafford rooted.
Honest to God, like.
I think Isidore was trying to smash it down the middle.
Oh, I knew we were going to miss that. I knew we were going to miss that.
Poor penalty.
I knew we were going to miss that.
So Sunderland's success rate with penalties isn't getting any better this season.
Because a Newcastle fan posted in the chat saying SHIT, and I knew straight away we'd missed it before anybody
What an
said out.
opportunity that was for Sunderland to win the game. On a plate. As
That was
Burnley
just
now
awful,
trying to
like.
get up the other
We
end.
just-
Foster out to Anthony on the right touchline. Plays it back now to Egan Riley. And out wide again to Anthony, who's trying to slip inside from Lefay. I think the ball.
Isidore, that was like crap. I'm sorry, son, but that was an awful penalty. That was awful.
A foul. In the 88th minute. Free kick to Burnley on the far side.
That's why I never ever celebrate penalties. Never ever celebrate a penalty because you didn't score it, do you?
All worked up here
Until
now,
you take
their
it.
fans. It's got an adrenaline rush.
Can you imagine Burnley going up the other end and scoring now?
Concentrate here, Nick. You've got to concentrate.
So Anthony with his free kick from the right touchline, halfway inside the Sunderland half.
Should have let Lafay take that off. How good would that have been if Lafay had took that, like?
Lefay is on his own in a wall. It's curled in by Anthony. Humphreys' header as well wide.
So missed a penalty against Sheffield United away from home, and now we've missed a penalty against Burnley.
Only a few minutes left to play. There'll be some added time because of a couple of injuries in the second half. But it's goalless here at Turf Moor. The ball played out to Hume on the right-hand side. Hume trying to play this up to Mayenda again. Got a right foot to it, but it comes down to Humphreys.
It was an awful penalty.
Out on this left-hand side. It's given away by Son. And out on the left, it's with Sirkin. Sirkin trying to play it back now onto the halfway line to O'Nien. Ballard on this right-hand side.
Here comes all the Geordies into the chat.
Looking for Mayenda, who has tries to stretch and try and control this. Esteve comes out, stabs the ball out for a throw to Sunderland. 0-0, 89th minute. Patrick Roberts leaving the throw for Trey Hume.
Well,
Hume with it
it's all about finishing, isn't it, SJ?
Away, out by Josh Cullen for another Sunderland throw. 5-6 yards from the corner flag on the right-hand side. Trey Hume down to take this. Can't see many people leaving. Hume to Patrick Roberts. Tries to dig it out for Mienda, but it's one back.
But if it finishes 0-0,
then it crashes off
it
a Sunderland player for a throw.
ruins it, doesn't it? Because you've missed that penalty.
Deep in their own half.
The thing is, Nick, it is what it is. You don't lose the game. You take the point.
We said beforehand they'd take a point before kick-off here. Also a clean sheet. As Dan Neil trying to put the ball down the right. Burnley put it out again. Another throw to Sunderland in the Burnley half on the right-hand side. Ballard trying to get hold of the ball, retrieves it. He'll take the throw from inside his own half into Luke O'Nien. O'Nien across now to Sirkin on the left. Anthony's on his shoulder. Sirkin holds him off. He's stumbled down. He's won the free kick.
Well done, Dennis.
Dennis Sirkin.
He's kept going. Give him credit for that.
Yeah. So this free kick just inside the 6 minutes of added time now.
Sit the door, darling. I will do.
So we're just into those 6 minutes now. It's 0-0, and Burnley have a defensive wall which is having them to work hard because there's a cross from the left and Isidore has volleyed it over. Ball swept into the penalty area on the left, from the left by Hume, and Isidore whipped his left foot through it.
I just seemed to take an age for Isidore to take that penalty, did I? And I just knew that says he's not going to score this. It's not going to happen.
0-0, nearly a minute played at the minimum 6. And there's going to be a goal kick up to the halfway line from James Trafford. Powerful kick deep into the Sunderland half. Foster trying to get on the end of it with Anthony. O'Nien nods it down. Lefebvre.
Come on, Bernie, you can smash the SMB, says Dennis.
Away, trying to cut inside.
Let them have the fun. It's 0-0 at the minute.
Two defenders,
And let's not forget, if it stays the same, it's a good point. It's a good point, this.
Halfway line. We're into the second minute of the minimum 6. With Laurent into the
Looks like the tackle was outside. It was possibly outside.
Left here. It's cut out by Patrick Roberts. Just keeps it in now. Over the halfway line. Koleosho's trying to come back. It's played inside to Dan Neil. Neil now rolling it across to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, left side of midfield, the edge of the penalty area. Tries a shot. Was it a cross? It's blocked.
Sometimes it feels we could get a penalty and they wouldn't have a goalkeeper in goal and we still wouldn't score the bloody thing.
The penalty area. He's played a lovely back heel for Hume to cross, and it's dropped in here.
Put it in!
From
Oh, he's
Mienda,
missed!
who's won a corner.
How many times have I got to say to the hierarchy, let's get
on the right
a recognised striker in, for heaven's sake. Come on.
Patrick Roberts down on the right hand side.
Dennis says we're not winning again till the morning, lad. Love the banter. Can't understand why one of the midfielders take the pens.
Front of the centre circle. Come on, Patrick Roberts then.
Good delivery.
Down at the right with this corner for Sunderland. It's towards the far post. It's dropped over Dan Ballard.
I'm just watching that Mienda replay now.
As James Trafford's covered the ball.
What is he doing? What is Mienda doing?
Right edge of the 6 yard.
He's got the whole of the goal to him on his left. The goal is gaping to the keeper's right, should I say. Mienda smacks it and puts it three yards past the bloody post. The opposite side.
Up through the middle.
Honest to God.
Ballard, back again by Esteve for Koleosho. He's trying to dig it out for Laurent, out to the left-hand side.
Lawrence says, why are there Newcastle fans in here? That's next level sad.
3 minutes played.
I'm a Liverpool fan and we have far more to care about than the Toffees. Mags are wired differently, says SG. Proper weird. Hey, as long as they're not rude or swearing or really being offensive, doesn't bother me.
Back to Ballard.
That penalty misses if it does stay the same 0-0.
It's got it back to Patterson.
It's going to spoil it, innit?
Passes it out again to Ballard. A chase for Cullen, but Ballard plays it long down the right wing. Give him Mienda. It's come inside to
Shut
Dan
up,
Neal.
SJ.
Comes off him for
Don't think so.
Cullen seemed to pull him down. Play goes on. Neal now rolls it to Lefay. Lefay has Sirkin on the overlap. He's rolled it down the left for Sirkin. A block made though on that far side, and
Penalty.
it's another penalty.
Penalty.
It's a handball. As Sirkin tried to play the ball back in,
Joe
the referee
Bellingham
has
should
given
take it.
another penalty.
Bellingham should take
I
it.
tell you what, if we miss this one, this laptop, this computer's gone out the window.
Give it to
Serious to
give
God.
It to the lad who's confident in taking the penalty.
Surely Isidor's not going to take this one. Handball and another penalty kick for Sunderland. James Trafford sitting on the floor again, on the pitch.
Get Mienda to take it.
Burnley's players rushing back because there's Sunderland players over James Trafford. There's a huddle of players pushing and shoving. James Trafford's going to get some
saying no.
treatment.
I'm saying no.
And this is further delaying things again. I'm sure this is James Trafford.
This is just
Take it. Well, at the moment, is it Joe?
this is just S-housery, isn't it? This is S-housery, isn't it?
So
It's going to take 10 minutes to take this penalty,
receiving
isn't
some
it?
treatment. Sunderland get a second penalty in the match. In the 95th minute, players are broken up. There's a yellow card for. Well, who's the yellow card for? Is it Ballard running back? Or is it for Anthony? I think it might be for Ballard and Anthony. I think both getting. Yeah, there's a yellow card, I think, for both players. I think involved in that little fracas.
No, you cannot blame Trafford for doing that. I mean, it's all tactics, and it's all time to put them off, isn't it?
Probably going to be the last kick of the game, isn't
Sunderland
it?
supporters. I'm not looking at this one.
You're not going to watch. Job is going to take it. Is he? No, he's not. Isidor's going to take it.
No, he's not
Job's
taking
furious.
Let Job take it, man.
Job's just thrown his hands in the air. I don't think he's very happy about this.
That's silly, that is. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Wilson Isidore, who's missed a penalty,
is
going to take the second penalty.
I'm not even watching.
James Trafford
Joe
again,
Bellingham should have
trying to
took
make himself
That's
big
just
on
a
the
friggin'
goal
joke,
line again. Wilson Isidore, a
I'm not
second
even
penalty
watching.
from Isidore.
I'm not watching. Tell me.
Isidore's back on
Tell
the
me.
18-yard line. James Trafford making himself big. And Isidore now comes forwards with his right foot and is saved again. James Trafford has saved the penalty again.
Jesus Christ, I feel sick.
Absolutely
Driving down to
ridiculous.
his right. Wilson Isidore has missed 2 penalties.
This has ruined a 0-0 game now, like, and this has totally ruined a 0-0 game.
Easter Priest is going to be furious. It's a corner kick.
He hit it in the same place.
And just to compound it, Trafford's given man of the match. The corner hangs in the air, headed back towards the back of the area by Ballard, who's going to chase back out here now as Burnley looking to break. We're in the 98th minute. And what's the referee seen here? Free kick. Everyone's standing up in front of us. Can't see what's going on. But it's still 0-0. Isidore's
still
missed
sat
2
down.
penalties. He's
What's he
sat
doing?
down at the edge of the penalty area. He's been dragged up by.
He's a good keeper, Blenchy, but to be fair, that was they were 2 terrible penalties. 2 terrible penalties.
Being made. Ashley Barnes is going to come on.
Why was Wilson let took the penalty again?
You know, that's down to inexperience, Nick. You know, as a captain, you know, Dan Neal should have demanded that Joe Bellingham took the penalty.
Well, Job is furious. It obviously wasn't
I've got
ridiculous
blood
and best
seething through my veins with frustration right
Threw his
now.
arms in the air when he saw Isidore was going to take the penalty again. And again, it wasn't the greatest of penalties.
The
James Trafford
shocking
stands to
penalty.
his right to make the save at the post. 0-0 still. Unforgivable, really, that Sunderland.
It's 0-0. It's 0-0, but it feels like we've lost 3-0, doesn't
What
it?
an opportunity for 3 points. And Barnes is still waiting to come on, and he will now.
you know what it's all about, Nick? It's all about me. That's what it is with Isidore. It's about me.
Isidore, you tool. You
it's
tool.
not about the team. It's about him. He wanted to score. You got to think about the team, not about yourself getting all the headlines.
Ashley Barnes making his home debut again for Burnley. We're in the
I'm absolutely
100th minute of the game,
freaking seething.
90, yeah, we're
I'm
in the
seething.
100th
It's
minute of
0-0,
the
and
game.
I would have took a point before
It is
full
still
time.
0-0. Sunderland have missed a second penalty, both missed by Wilson Isidore, and the ball is back in the Sunderland half with Ballard. That will be it. It's finished 0-0 somehow. You don't get gifted opportunities.
Oh, for
like
God's
Sunderland
sake.
have been gifted
I mean,
opportunities.
we put ourselves up in the shop window for people to take their PISS out of, don't we?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, if we do it,
You
if
know,
we
he's
do it
gone
the
down
stupid
there
way we
now,
do
and
it, Sunderland are
okay, yeah,
masters of do
very
it.
emotional or whatever. But listen, somebody else should take the penalty. I don't care who.
Oh, Isidore, get up, man. Don't be lying on the floor with your shirt out with your head, man, will you?
He didn't take it.
Well, Burnley, well and truly got out of jail.
Catch you
tonight.
later, Fernie. I'm just
You
so
can
sick of
maybe
the chip.
forgive them, Sunderland, for missing the first one, but not two. And certainly not allowing Isidore to take the second penalty, having missed.
Oh, for God's sake, my God. I wish we didn't get them 2 penalties, because I was happy at being 0-0. I was happy at it being 0-0. Oh, for God's sake. That is bad management. That I'm going to phone my mate Greg in and see what he says about that. That is just nuts, like. What the hell? What the hell is going on there, like? Way. Well, we knew what the keeper was doing. Keeper was lying on the floor doing bicycle kicks, lying on the. It's just SHI. It's S-housery. That's what that is. Delay it as much as possible. They knew exactly what they were doing. Do you know what? Well, who's allowing them to take the second penalty? Look, I mean, I would have took 0-0 before full time, right? And I still think a point at Burnley is a good point. But when you get 2 penalties in the last 4 minutes of the game, but did you see Mendes miss? I'm absolutely seething, mate. I'm absolutely seething. But you could see that happening, couldn't you? Bloody hell! It's ruined a good point on the road. I mean, we can't. Look. It's alright getting a penalty awarded, right? But you've got to score them. You could get 4 or 5 penalties awarded, but you've got to score them. It doesn't just because you get a penalty doesn't mean. No, that's the Sunderland way of doing it, though, isn't it? That's the Sunderland way of doing it. We could have been given another 2 more penalties. We could have had 4 penalties. Isidore would have missed the other 2. Burnley are lucky. No, they were absolutely awful tonight. And like I say, the S-housery near the full-time whistle before that penalty. The keeper lies on the floor, pretends he's got cramp, kicks his legs in the air, delays it as much as possible. Ah, God's sake. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but how or not? But it's just it's the Sunderland way. It feels like we've lost 4-0 tonight, and we haven't lost. We've gained a point. But it's just I'd rather. Thanks to everybody in the chat tuning in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm just absolutely livid. I shouldn't be. I know that, but I'd rather us didn't have got them 2 penalties because I was quite content at 0-0. I was content. I just... It was Jeff. It's just... Well, Son and Finn's just said on my chat, he's just said Wilson, 2 penalties, and he in exactly the same place as the first one. I bet you them Sunderland fans down there are absolutely stunting. Absolutely stunting down there. Even though it's a point. Like I said, before them 2 penalties, Paul, I was happy. I would have been happy at full time at being 0-0. I thought, yeah, that's a good point. But that is just like dangling the carrot and saying, no, you can't have it. Mm. Mm-hmm. Do you not think though when Wilson picked up that second ball, did you not have that feeling like he's not going to score this? But the minute you walked up to it, you know, I mean, if there's any team that likes to hang themselves up to the world to get the P took out of, Sunderland are the world's best at doing it. So sometimes, aren't they? Michael Gunning in the chat just says, what a nightmare this turned out. I says, a hard one to watch. He says, Dan, absolutely devastated after seeing this, but I'm still frustratingly a Sunderland fan. It's, I cannot wait to see the outcomes. Look, we can't for definite say if Joe would have took it or if Enzo Lafay, they might have missed it. You don't know. You just don't. You've still got to score that penalty, but you... we could have been top of the league, joined top if we'd want to need. Well, I was annoyed with Mayenda, man. I mean, the keeper, right, was to the right of the goal. He had the whole of the left. Well, if you're looking at the keeper's perspective, Mayenda had the keeper's right of the goal, 3/4 of the goal to aim for. Meander puts it at the opposite side, 2 yards wide. Regis, or whoever it is, if you didn't get a recognised striker in soon before the end of this transfer window, these missed chances and real chances are not going to get Sunderland in the top 2. I'll guarantee you that. Did you swear when you missed the second one? Oh, God's sake! But it's a point. You didn't celebrate a penalty until you've scored it. Right, and fans are starting to say now, feels like a loss, to be honest, as Ambient Rico says, if we had a good striker at the beginning of the season, we'd be top. He says, can't believe how many chances we create and not score, and how many points we've given away, especially Meander. He says, another nightmare where no striker signed will cost us now, top 2, gone now. Furious, he says, how many away games late on is this going to happen? It's like, I wouldn't let me end a knee with Sunderland shirt in the first team again up front until somebody points to them where the goal is. But who's the lead? Who's the leader on that Sunderland pitch though? Is there not a leader to say, well, why's it? Or you're not taking that, mate. This is where you need a good captain to come in. It spoilt a good point earned away from home, that. It's a shame. I know. We're just making ourselves look like donkeys, man. It's embarrassing. It really is. Alright. Don't even bother. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. That's my good mate Scrag in Sunderland. God's sake. Well, what can I say? Football, eh? It's that unbelievable. I find it funny. Like I say, it just seemed to take an edge from to take that penalty. But I'll just say thanks for everybody being in the chat as well. Geordie as well, you're going to laugh and doing that the other. I mean, to be fair, we do the same to years. If it was the other way around, we would laugh. It's banter. I would laugh my head off. Who wouldn't? Oh my God. George should have stepped up for the second. Simon says, have to be fair, that was a decent block from the Burnley defender from Meander, but he went for the smash. It gets worse every week watching these. Who's the leader, says Jeff. Jenna says the beautiful game. You're still in a good place to go up, Cabby says Blenchy. It is true. It's still a good point, even though it seems like a defeat. That's all them played twice now apart from Leeds. So let's just do the running. Beautiful game, says Dennis. Cabby, can you block this? No, it's more than banter. I know what you're saying, Rico, but he's not swearing, Dennis. He's not being really abusive. He's just being banter. But as long as they didn't cross the line and they're being really abusive to any members and swearing and this and that and the other. Honestly, Rico, it doesn't bother me, mate. It really doesn't bother me. But cheers, Rico, for bringing it up. Who'd be a Sunderland fan, eh? Draw was always a good result, Mark. It was. It was a good result. Look, I took 0-0 before. If you look back to my match preview, right, I says, my heart says 3-0 Sunderland. My head says 0-0 Sunderland. And before the penalties were awarded, I was quite content of it being 0-0. I was happy. I would have took that. I thought, yes, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with 0-0. But it's just that dangling the carrot and saying, 2 goals possible here for you. No, you're not getting it. Why wasn't their defender sent off like Meffam was a few games back, says Mac. Thomas O'Leary says, done a Leeds a favour tonight. Blenchy, I never give banter as it works both ways and also comes back to bite you. Of course it does, Blenchy. It's out of frustration, Stu. We've been there before. Of course you have, Jill. Absolutely. Harry says, I can't believe it. Gutted in a way for Isidore. Oh, he picked the ball up, didn't he? He wanted to put things right. It was a virtual carbon copy of his first penalty. Nicola Johnson says, both pens were clearly not pens. That being said, they were terrible pens, though we played okay. Bellingham looked class apart. Rico says, I'm the same as you, Cabby. Wish it just petered out and we didn't get the penalties. I know it's the penalties that's done it. But you're not guaranteed a goal when you get a penalty. You're not. I mean, how many penalty shootouts have you seen? Right, in playoff finals, World Cup finals, all competition finals, where there's been more penalties missed than being scored. I've lost count how many penalty shootouts I've seen. 6 penalties missed. So it does happen. It does happen. It's one of the hardest things to do. Mentally, take a penalty. I mean, it's all right me sitting on here saying, Isidore, blah, 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 you should have buried that in the back of the net. But the adrenaline had been soothing through his veins, stepping up to take that. Right in front of the Sunderland fans and all. I'm not so much going to give Isidore stick. It's bad management. It's bad captaincy. If someone's missed a penalty, that's going to affect his confidence. Get someone to take the penalty. Get someone else to take the penalty. And it wasn't just much Isidore missing the penalty. It was the fact, we'll let him take it again. But you got to give your hats off to the keeper. He's S. Hauser. He did the job. He saved 2. David Chamberlain says, goalie got into players' head. Cobb should have taken second one. Job should have been second one. Well, all keepers do that, don't they? It's all about mental games. It's all about the mental stuff. And he got the better of Isidore. Max says, seeing a non-pen taker hold the ball and wait for the keeper to get ready, then pass the ball to the taker. Rico says, good players score penalties most of the time. I mean, how many times do we see England in internationals miss penalties and lose penalty shootouts? It was one of them nights, when Isidore was going to take that second penalty. I'd like to know how many Sunderland fans deep down inside had a feeling he's going to miss that again. Do you know, if we got awarded another 2 penalties, I still didn't think we would have scored them. But it's just a shame. Instead of focusing on, we've got a point away from home against Burnley. We didn't lose. Everybody's just going to focus on the 2 penalty misses now. And that's what it is, isn't it? Everybody's just going to focus on them 2 penalty misses. Oh, dear. Should have given it to Enzo. Written in the stars that should have won it. You've got to put it down to the leadership on that pitch. Someone should have snatched the ball out of Isidore's hands and says, no, mate, no. Hey, even Enzo Lafay, he's not guaranteed to score it. Do you know, nobody is. Do you know what I mean? You give the ball to Messi. Messi would come running on. You've still got to score it. Do you know what I mean? They're only humans at the end of the day. Anybody can miss a penalty. Rico says, think we all had a feeling he'd miss. Oh dear. Do you know what? I'm going to go into bed tonight and that's just going to play on loop, and loop, and loop, and loop, and loop, and loop, and loop in my head all night. Not that good point away from home, good point away from home. It's just going to play on replay. Replay, them 2 penalties. Up the tune, says RC Players. Barley would have sorted it. Blenchy says, but when you miss one, a second chance to redeem yourself, he has to take it. I can see where you're coming from, Blenchy. He picked that ball up as if to say, right, I'm going to be level with the house again. I'm going to score here and I'm going to make things right. I mean, it does take a lot of guts to say, right, I'm going to do that. To miss that first penalty and to pick that ball up and say, right, I'm going to score this. I'm going to score the second penalty here, yeah. He just didn't look confident when he ran up and took it. Oh, dear. Sometimes I wish I just watched and supported carpet balls. Oh, for God's sake. I'm beginning to see the funny side of it already. I wasn't at the time. I was absolutely stunned. Tawada Emsom, Ersrums, how can you possibly miss 2 penalties? Quite easily. Bong says, why are there Geordies on here? There is something missing inside with these people coming on here and doing it like this. Get yourselves out on a Friday night and find a lass, says Bong. There wouldn't be any if we'd won tonight. They wouldn't see, you wouldn't see any of them. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Did you think the pens were a bit harsh? A lot of fans saying, yes, I missed that, to be honest with you, because I went out to see it and my daughter and that. I didn't quite see it. I just wish there wasn't any penalties because I was happy at 0-0. I was happier before all this started. Goodness knows what them Sunderland fans are feeling now, getting on them coaches or driving back. Timmy says, Blenchy says, I'm married, lad, and I'm not here taking the piss. No, what I'm talking about you, Blenchy. Not at all. Timmy Table says, worst result of the season, that. What next at Derby? We never looked like winning that game anyway, before pens. Jonathan Mark says, penalties were very harsh, but shouldn't have missed 2 and 4 minutes. Richard says, Trafford is a class penalty saver though, but Isidore didn't look confident. He didn't. Oh, God's sake. Won't be the first time we'll go through this with Sunderland, and it wouldn't be the last time we're going through this with Sunderland either. Jonathan Mark says, we'll go and get beat off Derby now. Just to top it off. I'm going to look at the fixtures. Have we got... Can you imagine like being at work in a factory and you don't know the score because you can't check your phone or anything, and you put your score on the flash score and it says 0-0 and you can, oh, get in, that's a good point, that. And then you open it up for the details and you scroll down and then you see miss penalty Isidore 86, miss penalty Isidore 90 plus 7. You'd throw your phone on the floor, wouldn't you? Heaven's sake. Oh, we have got Derby on the 21st. And then we've got Plymouth at home. Look. Benno is still ranting. I cannot wait to listen back to Benno. Burnley looked knackered in the second half. Isidore missing pens to one side. Are you happy that Enzo started? Mendo coming on, give us something in the second half. Look, it was a good performance by Sunderland. It was a really good performance by Sunderland. We're playing a really solid Burnley team at home. And they've got a good keeper. Mr. Nomansky says, a pen is a pen, harsh or not, just put the ball in the net. But anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Crazy stuff. But cheers for everybody coming in the chat. I have enjoyed the banter. And I can't wait to see what the backlash is on this one. Thanks for joining in. Love yous all. And we'll catch you on the Malcolm Cabby and Davey show this Monday.